All right, here's the deal. My name is DJ Vince Adams, and my boys said that I was not that Chicago. Well, here's the deal. My Chicago Clubhouse crew, they were like, you know what? You got to take a Chicago test. And I like to say that I did pretty well on the test. And not only did I do well on the test, but they actually rewarded me with the bomb shirt. So I want to let everybody know, man, I absolutely appreciate what the Chicago Clubhouse crew is doing for the city of Chicago. Thank you for keeping us on the map, keeping us on the tongues of the people out there talking coast to coast. And anything y'all need, DJ Vince Adams has got your back. Can't wait to do it again, fellas. See you soon. Let's get it.
Hey, young world, what's good? It's your boy Bernard Berrien, a.k.a. B Twice. And when I go podcasting, I make sure to rock with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where they think they know everything, but they really don't know shit. Twice.
4th and 5. It's Kareem Hunt in the game. Play clock at 1. Blitz coming. Mayfield rolling in deep trouble. Here comes Khalil Mack, and another sack for the Bears on 4th down. Quinn got one. Mack's got one. After moving the ball, and here's Justin Fields for his second series. Pressure. The middle, and he's still up, and now down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney came barreling through and got there for 2nd down on the fake. Pressure coming, and he is buried. It's Owusu Koramoah again. Garrett was there too. 3rd and 14. Fields pressure again, and he is sacked again. Myles Garrett got home, and all of a sudden this Browns team that had trouble getting to the quarterback the first two. 4-man rush, pressure coming. Fields in trouble, and he's down again. Myles Garrett's got 2.5 sacks in the first half. They go 3 wide with a tight end. On 2nd and long, Mayfield going end zone. Hooper! Got it! Touchdown, Cleveland! There's 0 for 4 on 3rd down so far. Fields pressure again, and sacked for the 5th time today. Tack McKinley got there first. Browns 5 of 9 on 3rd. Blitz is coming. It's picked up. Mayfield letting it rip for Beckham. Oh, beauty. He turns around and makes the catch. And he's got a 1st down to the 15.
You see those guys when the defense redirects, they kind of just grab and pull them.
So 2nd and long. Pressure coming. Mayfield stays up, and now he's sacked. He almost got away from that one, but Mack, who's back in the game, brought him down. He had 3rd and 30 after the penalty and the sack. And now Mayfield spins away. He lost Quinn. How about Mayfield with the spin? And he's not going to be near a 1st down, but he certainly makes it a lot easier of a field goal. 57-yarder earlier in the game, his career high. And this one, that's child's play from 41 yards. So he's got another.
I think he's going to be just fine.
0 for 5 on 3rd. Fields in trouble. Down he goes again. The 6th sack for Cleveland. Myles Garrett has 3.5. It's a new career high. Late great defensive coordinator Wade Phillips. He's learned from the best. Mayfield on 3rd down. He is pressured and goes down. And the Bears have another sack. Robert Quinn comes home again.
We saw him there, kind of opened him up for a penalty.
This is 3rd and 19. Fields running away. He had a pocket, looking to throw it. Can't find anything. Now loads it up and throws it deep for Robinson, and it is intercepted. John Johnson intercepted it. There's a penalty flag, too, in the secondary, so hang on. Did he?
Defense number 43.
What a turn of events that would be.
They're going hurry up on the fake. Fields pressure in his face, slips down, and he's sacked again. It was Harrison coming from the safety spot. They could get a 1st down at the 2, 3rd and long. Fields gets it out in the flat. Montgomery makes a man miss, and another Montgomery inside the 5. What an effort! And it brings up a 4th and 1.5, and now you have a real decision. 22-yarder from Santos. And it's up, and it's good. So all that being said, it's a 1-score.
Nice job by him there.
Third down, Hunt breaks a tackle, and he's got a first down. Huge, still on his feet. Kareem Hunt racing towards the end zone, and he's in.
To come under fire, and he's going to take the credit. He's going to take the blame. It's just the way the league is set up.
There's McLaughlin, 52 yards out, and he's had a nice day. Perfect. He's got a 57-yarder.
A lot of guys standing up in the line. Do they drop? Do they come?
They're coming. Fields is in trouble. Racing away, and he's sacked again. Myles Garrett. A career day. Living in the backfield. 4.5 sacks. The offense is on the field. Quiet it down as Hunt breaks through. Kareem Hunt. What a day. Inside the 30. 4th and 1. Brown's going to go. The little flip. Chubb's got it. First down inside the 15. 3 field goals today. 3 for 3 and make it 4.
I'd like to see them be able to kind of do that around here in Chicago. 4th and 10.
5-man rush. Fields. Garrett almost got him again. And now Clowney will. The Browns have 9 sacks. And a franchise record 4.5 sacks. And that will do it. Browns by 20. And disappointing debut for Justin Fields and the Bears.
Man, I hate watching those highlights. Are they really high though? Are they really highlights? They're like lowlights. Man, welcome to the podcast where we think we know what we're talking about, but we don't know shit. But today, we got some guys that know a lot of shit. But you know how I always got to start it off. Especially today. Get to Moore's beer. Raise your standards. I'm also drinking Uncle Nearest whiskey. And I definitely need it after seeing that, man. It's horrible. I'm not even in a great mood to crack jokes right now after seeing some shit like that. But hey, let me first bring in my all-star team. We got a great show though, because my man, who you heard him on the radio, you hear him on the radio, he's in the morning. He has his own show. We're going to talk to him. He's also the host of Bears Unleashed. So, you know, he got some shit to say about the Bears. Then later, we're going to talk to the Ruzicka twins. We have a lot of stories about the Bears back in the 60s. I wasn't even thought of. So the only reason I'm going to know what they're talking about is because they wrote a book and I read it. So otherwise, I wouldn't know what the hell they're talking about. But they're going to come on a little later after Gabe. So first, let me bring in my all-star team. First up, that man who knows every single stat from every single team since the 80s and the 90s, JB.
What up, T? What up, podcast? What up? What up?
What up, man?
What up?
AB was a little bit late bringing you in. I thought I was going to have to do it.
CCP though, what's up?
How you feel though, bro?
You know what? Aside from talking to some idiots this weekend, I mean, I'm okay, but we gonna get into that in a little bit.
Right.
We need to open some people's eyes and really show them who knows.
We gonna open some eyes. We gonna open some eyes. Maybe close some ears. I don't know. We'll see. Let me bring in the next part of the offside team. My man, the X Factor. AB. What's up, home? Yeah,
Hi.
you feel the same way too, huh?
Hi, guys.
He said hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm here. I don't even know what to say encouraging words right now, guys, because every time I watch that low light, it just makes me want to just jump out a window. Cheers. That's all I can say.
Right. Let me bring in the last part of the All-Star team. She's still Share Bear. Share Bear! Hi, Share Bear.
Hey, guys. Hello.
How you doing, Share Bear?
I'm good. I got
Everybody
my
just pulled out their drink right away today.
You ain't really from Chicago, so you ain't going to be mad about the Bears.
I'm going to tell you what. This was a weekend where I was glad I was not a Bears fan. However,
hurry up and get your ass off the podcast.
Bye.
Bye. Good to see you.
She gone.
Hey, I watched the whole game with my face like that.
Just like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a Browns fan, so I sure as hell wasn't rooting for them. I like Mayfield's. I like Mayfield's commercials, but that's about it. So
I don't even like that.
You don't like his commercials?
No, I can't stand it.
You know, I will never use Progressive Auto Insurance.
Oh, I hate it.
Because of Flo or because of Mayfield?
I'm protected from mayhem like the Browns defense. That's the mayhem that I see, guys. I don't know about you. Whew. And we've already got our poor Bears fan here, Vernon, lost his bet.
Man, Vernon.
Oh, take that shit off the screen, man. Take that shit off the screen.
That poor soul. I feel bad for him. But
yeah,
at least he doesn't have to chug a couple beers.
Let's get into it, guys.
So let's bring in our guy who has probably a lot to say about this bullshit ass game we saw on Sunday. Like I said, you heard him on the radio. You hear him on the radio, rather. He has his own morning show on B96. He's also co-host of Bears Unleashed. But before we bring him in, I just remember something. He has the funniest TikToks ever. Oh my God, those TikToks are so funny. AB, you see them?
I was about to see him. Should we play him first before we bring him in?
Yeah, I want to run them. These are funny as hell.
Gabe, what the?
It's fall, y'all.
How do you get hyped before the show?
It's easy.
Okay, Gabe, you ready?
Let's do this. Oh, yeah.
What up, Gabe?
Tone, I'm ready. Me cago en tu madre, coño. Let's do this.
You ready?
Hell no.
Love it.
Run that other one. You got that other one too?
You only had two of them on here, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's bring in my man Gabe.
Here he is.
Oh, yo, what up?
What's up, man?
What up, man? Thanks for having me, guys.
Such a smile. I mean, good Lord, Gabe. I don't know how you're smiling after that game, but
Oh man, you know, I'm. You see my shirt, man. I'm a Bear fan all day, every day. No one's gonna steal my joy. I don't care what I watch on the TV. The Bears been terrible. You ain't gonna show me nothing new.
It seems like you got a lot of practice smiling.
Hey, I got to. I'm here with the All-Star cast, man. This is good. I'm excited to be here, man.
I'm excited to have you. Absolutely.
I'm upset though. I ain't got no damn Moore's beer or no Uncle Nearest. That's what I really like to drink. So,
hey, there you go.
You got to get some of that.
I'll
over
make
here
sure you get some. I'll make sure you get some. Yeah.
We can make that happen. And real quick before we get going, Mom's is in the house today.
Sandra.
Mama, how are you? We missed
Excuse my language in advance.
And Sandra is going to be mad today about this game.
She's pissed.
Also, before we get into it, we got an old timer that's a new watcher. Her name is Miss Cheryl. Miss Cheryl, hey Miss Cheryl, we gonna try not to go past your bedtime because I know you probably go to bed like around 9:15, something like that. Also, we have some listeners of B96 Gabe
Sounds like
in
we
the
got
morning.
an ambulance bringing
better in
Justin
the
Fields
chat.
back home right now. That's what it sounds
Yo,
like.
what the fuck was that?
That's all I heard. Sounds like Justin Fields is having a trip back home. My God.
It's
Horrible.
Chicago. I had to mute myself.
This show is not starting off to a good point, guys.
It's kind of not like we kind of like
it's
off
not
the
the vibes
rails a
we
little
usually
bit.
have going in here, man. Like,
Okay, all right.
Hey, Gabe, start us off, man. What's good? What's going on?
Get going.
What are we going to talk about
not
first?
with it today, I guess.
Guys,
I don't know, guys.
We should be talking about some Bears, right? We're fresh off the game.
No. Before we get into that,
okay.
Tell me what's going on at B96, brother. That's one of the charter franchises of the Chicago radio stations. When I was little, it was called Z95 first, then changed to B96. So let us know what's going on with that first, man, because we got all night to pump our brakes on this bull.
Yeah, I hear that. I appreciate that, JB. Well, yeah, man, I'm just like you. I'm born and raised in the city of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I used to listen to B96 all the time. You know, I'm Puerto Rican, so my parents, they would have that on during like New Year's, Christmas, you know what I'm saying?
I can dig it.
And and then growing up, it was just, you know, I never really was like, I want to be on the radio, right? I just loved music. You know what I mean? I used to be in a singing group. I just, you know, had a passion for it. And then, you know, when you're kind of like broke, you're like, damn, how am I gonna get this money without any money? And all you could use is this up here, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So did my thing. I was actually on the B96 softball team before I even worked at the station. So I was like the ringer, you know, Puerto Rican kid from Humboldt Park, playing center field, batting third, you know what I mean? And I had 100%. And so I used to talk shit to Lawrence Holmes, Jason Goff, because I didn't work in radio and I didn't give a fuck. I was a gamer, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why those guys love me and we're brothers right now. And so then I was playing basketball with Eddie from Eddie and Jobo because he eventually got on the team, the softball team. And at the time I was going to UIC and I worked at the radio station over there. And I was like, man, I'm about to be a senior. Should I go get an internship or should I get a job or apply for a job? And that was on a Wednesday. We were playing ball. And on that Monday, I was their first intern in 7 years.
Oh, okay.
And that was back in, 2008. So 13 years ago, I started off as an intern at B96 and then just rode the wave. You know what I mean? Chicago kid, just grinding it out, doing your thing. And that's what B96 is, right? It's just like a comfort place. And I'm blessed enough to, you know, after being in the radio for so long, you learn that like nobody's from where they work in, you know what I'm saying? Especially now when you're in a big market like this. So it's like super rare to be like a kid from the city, having your own show for the time being. And it's just really cool. So that's B96.
Your foundation.
Absolutely. Right. You know, like Alan, you know, my mom's always listening to my radio show, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm actually adopted by her. That's actually JB's mom.
Oh, JB's mom. Oh, I thought that was AB. I heard AB. My bad.
She adopted him. So.
Heard. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's just, you know, the vibe of B96, you know, just doing a thing, you know what I mean? Enjoying myself, being a Chicago kid, doing what Chicago people do, you know, working hard and being good, man, all day, every day.
Okay.
So Gabe, I actually am a fan of yours for the morning shows. And a big part of it is because you are from Chicago and you can just tell the other hosts, you know, they're like, they went from this, you know, this market to that market to that market. So I do think that brings something special to you. So yeah, if I listen to the radio in the morning, which I'm not driving anywhere to work now, so I don't really, but if I do in the morning, it's always on your show.
Appreciate that, man. Download the Odyssey app, put it in the background while you're getting that coffee.
I was thinking about that. Like, you know, I could just do it through my Alexa.
It's 2021, you know, you can get it anywhere.
Exactly.
You know, I used to not be a big B96 listener, but I would say for the past couple months, I actually listened to B96 because one of my favorites is WGCI.
Same.
As you can see, sit your goof ass down. That's Leon Rogers.
That's my guy, Leon Rogers. I love him.
But I have become a fan of Gabe in the morning. I have become a fan, I must say.
I appreciate that,
man. And I will say, like my man Tone told me, that a lot of us listen to the radio for the personality, not necessarily the music. Because every 15 minutes, y'all play the same shit over and over and over again.
I can tell you why.
So we're not listening for the music. We're listening for the personality. And Gabe, you have a great personality, man. So
I appreciate that,
I'm
man.
glad you're on the show, man. I get to meet.
I got a lot of friends that don't want to hear Justin Bieber, but I tell them, hey, man, just tune in for the conversation. It's good, man. It's good. It's funny.
Well, that's how you pay the bills. Get the spins.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you know it.
Hey, and Bieber's gotten a lot better. This is not baby Bieber.
I like
Bieber now.
I
I
love
do too.
Bieber.
Yeah, I did not
Okay.
like him when he first came out. I actually love Bieber now.
Now, I don't like him on the Thames and Wizkid remix for Essence. I don't like him on that one. But I like him in general. You know what I'm saying? He's cool. He got a good voice.
He got that one song where he tried just a little too hard.
That's a little bit.
Yeah.
Leave that one off of that. Leave that one off of that one. Oh, man.
Yeah.
But I'm like you guys. I listen to GCI, B103. Those are, like you said, you're from Chicago. You got all of them on your radio punch dials. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a matter of which one you listen to the most, right? So yeah, I got a lot of love for everybody, man. Nathis over at Power, my guy Sean, just everybody, man. The whole crew is just everybody's. It's a small circle when you're from Chicago, and everybody really respects one another. So
great.
It's like you got fans.
That comment is amazing.
Miss Melissa Schupier saying that she was late for work because of you.
That's amazing.
don't come for the unemployment for me, okay? Just make sure.
Oh, so should we, guys? Are you ready?
Yeah, man. Let's get into these
You want
Bears.
to go down in that rabbit hole?
I mean,
Yeah, rabbit hole. Let's go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
First thing I want to say, y'all know I'll be on Eddie Jackson's ass.
Was coming.
I have been on his ass for 2 months.
Gabe, excuse him.
Did y'all see how Kareem Hunt just ragdolled that dude?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was terrible. He just stopped, like, get off me. Eddie Jackson. Let me talk to Eddie Jackson for a second. You're fucking terrible, man.
Stop it.
I've been a fan. I've been a fan. We rock with you. I ain't mad for you making your money, but you saw last week I threw your jersey away. Now I'm gonna throw the cereal away because, dude, you not playing. You not tackling. You're not playing football, man. I don't know what you doing. All right, I'm done with that. Y'all go ahead.
He did tackle the sideline ref, though.
Oh, yeah. That was his best tackle of the whole season.
How was that not a late hit? The poor guy.
And then later, the other sideline judge got
The other side, right.
That was more interesting than the game. Let's just be honest.
Hey, I'm gonna kick it off like this.
There we go, JB.
Mr. Negative today. Please, JB.
Oh, we can run, we'll come to that fork in the road, and left is not always wrong, right?
Yeah.
But before we get into the details of the game, I'm gonna give my hats off to that defense because damn it, they played
a hell
of a game basically up until the first part of that fourth quarter.
You're talking about the front line, right?
I'm gonna say as a whole because
that front seven
was they was getting pressure.
Yep.
There was a lot of hey, call it what you want, but Baker had to struggle a little bit. He wasn't passing 84% today. He had to struggle. He had to run for his life a couple times. Stefanski had to get a little, idealistic with moving the pocket and creative with his play calling.
That front seven was definitely good.
I mean, they kept him in the game.
They definitely
They
played okay. They played okay.
I'm not gonna let you do that to them
at all.
Because eventually, when you're on the field that long and that many 3 and outs, you're gonna give up something. It's a war of attrition at that point, and we're worn down.
Were we watching the same game?
JB is definitely right when it comes to this particular topic, and the reason why is because first he mentioned Baker Mayfield. The guy only threw 60% completion percentage, right? So you're talking about a defense. The DBs were doing their job, right? If he can do that, and as was our front seven. Let's not forget, leading up to that last drive in the 2-minute warning, the game was 3-3, right? And if you're a defense, you really want your offense to produce something, right? And just all of us, we all got real jobs, right? And if I'm doing my job and I see the man next to me that's getting paid, that little amount of money, and he's not doing his job, I'm gonna be upset too. So by the time week 2, week 3 comes, I'm gonna be like, man, fuck this job. They ain't doing their shit. Fuck them. I ain't doing my shit either, right? So I think that's what came about in this Bears game. But the defense, like you said, all the way up to the fourth quarter, kept them within one score. And I think that, had the offense had any capability whatsoever, then the Bears would have been in a better position to win that game and not let the Cleveland Browns build confidence from the first to the fourth.
Absolutely. Good take, Gabe. And I think people are missing, not people, us, but people critiquing this game. Oh, our offense is terrible. We gave up 26 points. Look how those points manifested. Like, again, how many times are we going to continue to put our defense in a position to lose the game when they've constantly put the offense in a position to win the game?
And then imagine how heartbreaking it is to get that 50-yard penalty, right? Get the ball inside the 10, and as a defense, see your offense not score a touchdown. And then you're like, damn, we're
not go for it on fourth down.
Right. It's like we're not going to win this game.
You want to go for it because the wise all told you that it was better to make it a one-score game when you weren't moving the ball at all game long, all game. You had zero opportunity before that besides the opening drives. And then after the opening drives, they readjusted because God knows we don't. The Browns readjusted to what they were doing and go, oh, looks like Justin Fields is going to sit in the pocket all day. Let's tee off.
Let's ramp up the pressure.
Let's bring the coverage up. Let's tee off on the ends. Offensive line had no idea what to do. They were set wrong. I mean, I could go on forever about how that offense looked ill-prepared that day, Gabe. Yeah. And it's an indictment on this coach. It is. I don't want to get ranting right away. I've got a lot to rant on today, but I'm going to say right now, there's no accountability on that offense. Zero.
None.
I'm going to give you the most
line was lost.
I'm going to give you the
Wide
most
receivers not getting open, JB. I mean,
play calling was disastrous.
Right? They did not call a game plan for Justin Fields. He did not roll out. He did not have any time in the pocket, obviously.
They moved the pocket twice.
They moved it.
Only twice.
You beat me to it. They only moved the pocket twice. I think they ran motion one time.
Twice.
Or twice, maybe? Okay, twice.
So of his 20 actual dropbacks for passes, if you count the RPOs, it goes up to 30, right? Yeah. But if you count just the 20 actual pass attempts, 5 blockers in 13 times.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
They were bringing 6 and 7.
Yes. No.
And you only had 5 linemen to block.
Yeah.
13 out of his 20 dropbacks.
Absolutely. Zero chipping. Zero. You've got 3-4 tight ends on this team, right? You signed Jesse James for this reason.
Just for this.
You kept Jesse James for this scenario, and you did not use him at all.
It was frustrating to see instances when you say to yourself, like, I play Madden. I know how to put 2 guys right next to me so that they could block anybody that's blitzing. Like, I know how to do that, right? And so that was frustrating. However, when you got I said on Sunday when I was talking to Corey Wooten on the Bears post game, I said, Corey, answer me this, and I'll pose the same question to you guys. The Bears win the game if
Matt Nagy's not the head coach.
If Bill Lazor's calling the plays.
But
I'm going to be nicer. I'm going to say the Bears might have won if they went for the 4th down, scored that touchdown, changed the momentum. I think gave the defense something to play for. How frustrating is that as a defense? Like your team gets to the 2-yard line, they're like, meh. Yeah. I mean, they could have even gotten a 1st down. So to me, that would have given them a chance. That was a huge game, and there.
And Alan, we talked about this point Sunday. We talked about
we did. We had our pregame show, and my keys to the game were everything opposite of what Matt Nagy did. They had 78 plays on offense. 78. And that's because Kareem Hunt finally broke them. They would have had over 80, guys.
Right, but he broke them.
What's going to make me think that even if I feel for the defense. I do. 200 yards rushing against them, though. I mean, there's a breaking point. It's been the same story for 3 years now.
Put that up with what Diop said.
So, one play by Jesse James.
One
should have been
fucking snap
game. It's ridiculous. It's Matt Nagy just I don't know. Everybody keeps saying, my God, Twitter and Facebook have been crazy. People thinking that Matt Nagy sabotaged this game, thinking that he did this on purpose.
I hear what you're saying, Alan. I hear what you're saying, but I think a lot of people, obviously, the hot take is to go ahead and just jump down Nagy's throat, right?
Yeah.
And it's warranted, right? I mean, everybody saw he was terrible. But I do think it's a hot take, yeah. My thing is, like, no one's talking about Justin Fields the way he looked, right? No one's saying, like, damn, that looked like a bad quarterback. And you can say whatever you want about protection. You can say whatever you want about anything. All I know is that when a man at his first pass of his career in game 1, he took a 3-step drop, planted that foot, and threw a rifle. Everybody saw that.
8 yards.
You didn't see that once on Sunday, right? So you got to help yourself in those moments. Because I say this: if Andy Dalton's the quarterback, you know he's going 7 for 11 for 43 yards, but at least he would have had 7 completions. At least he would have got rid of the ball. Those wouldn't have been sacks, right? So I think that a lot of people aren't talking about Justin Fields and praising Nagy, who said in the beginning of the season, Justin Fields ain't ready, right? And everybody was like, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, put him in. He's the best guy. And we see it right there in Gabe's film that he is not ready and isn't right now.
I agree.
I don't agree with that.
The reason I agree with you, Gabe, is because his knock at Ohio State was he held the ball far too long.
He held the ball because nobody was getting open.
He was sacked over 50.
He did that in Ohio State.
College when he had.
We ain't talking about Ohio State. We're talking about Sunday.
So now he's got it.
Allow me.
Hold on. Before JB jumps in, and I do want you to, I just want to remind everybody that I was only saying that we have to put some blame on Justin Fields, and no one is mentioning that.
No, you have to. He didn't do good at all.
I want to hear your counterpoint.
Why do we have to put any blame on Justin Fields?
Because he didn't look good.
It's warranted, but
was it his fault?
So again,
he got sacked for 67 yards and he threw for 68 yards. You're telling me that he couldn't.
Like
I know, but I'm saying that you're telling me that he couldn't find ways to. You said, "Oh, he's going to not get sacked because he can scramble." Well, he didn't scramble. He didn't throw the ball away. He didn't look for the quick read. He held onto the ball and he went backwards as far as he went forwards. He might have been slightly positive if you add the run yards.
So can I put the football eyes on y'all for a minute?
Do it. That's why you're here.
The main thing that everybody is forgetting, I don't care. It could be Tom Brady back there. If you send in 6 and 7 and 5, you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
If you're not reading, of which he did hit the hot route a couple of times, although they may have been a little bit off, they were catchable balls that were dropped. That is to be taken into consideration.
Fair.
His very first pass, remember, he was 1 for 1 for 11 yards for like 3 series, right? So let's not act like Nagy called a game plan that was conducive for alleviating this rush.
But your first example is Tom Brady. Tom Brady wouldn't have done the same thing that this guy just did. He would have got his ball way quicker and everything like that.
Not if nobody's open.
But the difference
you think Tom Brady would have the same result as Justin Fields did Sunday? You can't be serious.
Because
absolutely
he would have the ability. He would have the ability to change plays.
To check out of the plays.
Have that. Nagy even said in those press conferences that he has certain rules that he has to run on these plays. There's times where he can't audible out of things, Gabe, and that's where it hurts him because Nagy gave him a game plan of basically having a 7-step drop with a guy who's a rookie who doesn't hold, or he holds the ball far too long and has 0 chipping on the end. What recipe is that for success?
So you're telling me with the eye test from Sunday, you still thought Justin Fields was a good quarterback?
I didn't say that.
I'm asking. No, that was my question.
Okay.
From your eye test, you thought that.
So what I think off of that, Gabe, is this basically what I see is I can't even assess him correctly.
I give him an incomplete.
I hear that.
That's fair.
You can't really assess.
So, AB, I have a question for you, AB.
Yeah.
When you were saying that Nagy won't let Fields audible out these plays, does Dalton have that ability too?
Well, that's a question that hasn't been answered, Sherry. I would say that probably just because of his experience and probably knowing the playbook a little better than Justin does, just from being in systems like that in the past, I would say absolutely yes. He probably has full autonomy to do that. Justin does not have that autonomy. Justin does not have the ability to do anything but change blocking.
AB, he doesn't, because remember, we had the same situation with Trubisky and Foles where neither one of them could check out the play.
Yes, and you, JB, that's a good point. You might be right. Maybe this is just a scenario, which is what we all think anyway, that Nagy just has his little play sheet, BU, and he doesn't let anybody do anything different. He doesn't let them deviate because what he thinks works is the only thing that works. And that's
the fucking IHOP menu.
But here's the telltale
that is.
It's a massive problem.
Here's the telltale sign. You have one coach that's trying to prove to you that the person we're clamoring for is not ready and that he's the smartest person in the room, right? Yeah. He's the head coach who's all over the football field. But then you have Bill Lazor, who out of anybody probably spends the most time with Justin Fields, comes out in an interview and expressly states, this kid is ready.
Yep.
You can't have that contradiction in your locker room because guess what? Nagy is still playing for his job, guys. So right now, he's got to do whatever he can do to buy time. Now, am I saying he sabotaged Justin Fields? I'm not going to be that brash to say that. But I am going to say Nagy did what Nagy normally does. He nagged. Yep. He definitely did.
Nagy going to Nagy.
Nagy's going to nag. And he did. Because you can see it. It's like that game plan, literally, with all them curls and hitches and quick outs, that's what he calls for Andy Dalton. We
That's
just
what he did
saw
call.
it.
Yeah, we just saw it against the Bengals. Mm-hmm.
Where nothing is over 15 yards.
And against the Rams. That's the game plan that he calls for Andy Dalton.
So why does he have that game plan, JB? I want your opinion. And Gabe, I want yours too on this. Why exactly do you think he has those game plans for these short curl routes and quick releases all the time and not get the ball down the field?
Because he knows he doesn't have the adequate enough line to make those passes downfield.
Absolutely. So we can just get to this now, okay? I'm ready for this damn rant. All right. So if we look at the salary cap right now, I'll pop it up. You might not be able to read this.
I can, and I see one that I don't like already.
Okay, so the top three offensive players on this list are Allen Robinson, Nick Foles, and Jimmy Graham.
Yes.
Right? Allen Robinson yesterday had 2 catches. 2 catches. That's it. You have Jimmy Graham, who played 7 plays. Nick Foles didn't even see the field. Could that maybe be a problem that you don't really know how to run the salary cap correctly? Your offensive line, the most expensive guy on there is Cody Whitehair, making like $5 million. Look at the other guys.
To be fair, Allen Robinson did have a quarter of the completions. So, or there's, I think
there was like 2 completions.
He had 21 targets at him, and he had 2 catches for 10 yards.
Were they any decent targets?
I mean, we'd have to go back and look at film.
Look. I mean, I watched the game too, but I'm asking you, did you think any of them were catchable, or do you think there was a bunch of rushed ass passes?
I think he mailed it in. I do. I watched.
Yeah. Remember, at one time he was 3 for 4 until he started getting rocked.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah,
and then he started seeing ghosts, and I can't blame him.
Yeah, I saw him on a run block. And he didn't. He half-assed. Like he didn't even try.
He didn't try. I saw Jason Peters on all 4 like a military crawl trying to cut Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Why?
But why that though? Like if you think about that, your line is making garbage money, right? You've got Jason Garrett making what?
They play garbage football
or something.
I mean, you get what you pay for.
You've got a defensive line that is prime and ready to go versus a B squad offensive line on the Bears and a guy that just got off a fishing boat.
You gave them a B?
I mean,
They're-
a B
they're
squad.
like a C
I'm not
squad.
giving a grade B. I'm saying a second best line,
Second
a
string.
reserve line.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone on
That's
the
what I
line
mean.
should be a second
Yes.
stringer somewhere else.
So
correct.
what?
So-
Third string.
My question is, what does it look like next week, right? I mean, we just went up against two of the top 5 defenses in the league in the Los Angeles Rams and the Cleveland Browns. No,
Somebody's about to
JB?
get real happy. Yep. See, I knew that was coming.
Sherry, get that shit out of here.
So I'm curious what that looks like next week. You know,
If we're gonna go there, Gabe, let's go there in style, right? With a little bit of content. Did you all see what the Detroit Lions did to Lamar Jackson?
Yes.
It took a 66-yard doink to beat them.
To win the game.
17.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
should have had a defense or a
Delay
freaking delay game penalty.
Oh, that was
You're right. They should have.
That should have never even.
That should have
counted.
never happened.
yeah, I watched that game, and you know, that game seemed more like, you know, when you're playing ball and you can see like a team, you're playing against a team, but you're with your boys. You guys know how to play. Everybody can shoot. You're probably gonna win. And then you let them get kind of close, and then you're like, oh damn, it's 15-15 or whatever, no deuce. So now we got to play hard. And I feel like that's what I was watching when I watched the Ravens game, where like they just didn't really feel like they were playing up against somebody like that.
Yeah.
Two things we know for sure: the Ravens have a hell of an offensive line. Second thing we know, the Ravens have a hell of a hellified MVP quarterback
And a great running game.
and they did that to them. So what do you think I'm expecting them? And then this fool, this high-priced, so-called smartest guy in the room, fool, is going to say all 3 quarterbacks are available? To me, that means he has no idea what he's doing. None.
You talking about Dan Campbell?
Okay.
No.
I'm
Nagy
talking
said
about
all
Matt
three
Nagy.
quarterbacks are
All
available.
3
for
Oh,
this.
Matt Nagy? Oh my God, we're back on him.
You missed that interview? Yeah, he said all 3 are available as an option, even Foles.
No.
So
back
who's
there
getting
like-
the rest
did
this
not-
week?
he
And that's
said
what I
that
wanna
today?
know for y'all.
Did he
No,
say
he
that
said this on
today?
Monday.
He
No,
said it Monday.
He said it yesterday.
Oh,
At the
Tuesday.
Monday
Oh,
press
my
conference.
God. What a shit show.
So it's like, who's getting the reps
show.
at quarterback this week at practice? Are they splitting it
We're
one
not going to
third
know
time?
until tomorrow for sure.
We won't know till Wednesday for sure because they're off today,
Yes.
right? Monday was filmed. So now you're telling me 33.3% of every snap is going to all 3 of these quarterbacks. Why?
What a fucking mess. What
Man,
a
JB, you
mess.
should go try out. You'd probably be better than
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I do?
JB.
You ever seen that movie called Something Blue with James Vanderbeek where he was
Varsity
the quarterback?
Blues.
Oh, Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blue. Remember how he took the ball and he
I
knocked
don't
the guy off
want
the
your
horse?
life. I love that movie.
So instead of knocking the guy off the horse, I'm gonna knock Nagy's shit back.
Wasn't Nick Nolte in that movie?
No.
No.
That wasn't Nick Nolte.
No.
Oh,
No.
Where did you
I
get
don't know
that
shit.
from?
I don't know shit.
That's Blue Chips, man. No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, you said blue.
Varsity Blues.
That's a different color blue, Terrence. That's a different color blue, man.
But my point,
Same shit. Same shit.
Sherry, I'm gonna defer to you because you actually are the Lions fan, being from Detroit. You should be licking your chops because this is a winnable game for y'all.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
Come
It
on,
is,
man.
and you know what? Here's one
Come
of the
on,
biggest
man.
reasons why I think the Lions are going to win, because the locker room in Chicago is a complete shit show. The locker room in Detroit is a team that, while we haven't won a game yet, we lost on a 66-yard field goal. We try to come back in the fourth quarter against 49ers, and then
And you did come back. You just fell
we
just
did. I mean, we
right
was a little short. And then our last game, I mean, we were in it till maybe the fourth against the Packers. We held on until midway through the third when we
It
went
was like,
for the fourth.
21-17 until the end of the third. So
Yeah, it was like when we went for it on fourth down, and
Right.
we didn't. That changed the whole game. But here's the thing: as much as I think Dan Campbell is insane and snorts Red Bull, he might be onto something, because that team is actually playing decent, and I feel like that locker room is ready to win, and I think that they're behind him. You know what I mean? When you see a team that's putting in those fourth quarter comebacks, those, playing till the very end, losing
Never
those hard
giving up.
games.
Yeah.
This team is not giving up, and that is something to do with the coaching.
So let me ask Gabe that then, because Gabe, you have a couple of connections, and you have your pulse on the locker room. We're talking about week 3. Have the Bears given up already? Have they given up on Nagy?
That's the funny thing about it is that when obviously I do have a couple people in the locker room, and it's the exact opposite of what most people think. I think, these are the guys that are practicing every day with each other, right? These are the guys that see Fields succeed and excel in practice and believe in him wholeheartedly, right? And granted, they might be like anybody tired of their boss coming down their throat in year 3 preaching the same shit, right? But it doesn't mean that you yourself aren't accountable for your performance. So everybody wants to get paid in that locker room. And from what I understand, they're happy that Justin Fields is under center. And I think that for me, I think this is a perfect game for the Chicago Bears, right? Where, the Lions are, third down efficiency is terrible. Didn't put up a lot of yards. Granted, they were close to some games, but that breaks your heart after a while because that's what bad teams do. They lose games like that, right? So if you're the Chicago Bears, you come in and you say to yourself, who are we? We just faced we lost to 2 really good teams. And like Lovie Smith used to say, my favorite Bear coach, we work in quarters. And if you were to tell any Bear fan that you'd be 2-2 at the end of that first quarter playing those teams, you wouldn't love it, but you'll be like, all right, bet. Let's go ahead and see what the rest of the season is going to do. So, again, I feel like maybe the Bears in this particular instance. But you know what, though, JB? That's my homer heart, baby. It pumps hard. It beats hard for my Chicago Bears. So, that's why I talk like that.
You see the hat?
I love it.
You see the hat? You see the shirt?
I love it. Oh, I didn't see the shirt.
I like that shirt.
And now, right? So you see the drink. So my heart don't pump no Kool-Aid neither. Never. But what my heart does pump is loyalty. And what I see is a bunch of guys rallying around Justin Fields. But what I don't see is them rallying around a coach who is not putting them in a situation to win. It's not about Justin Fields. It's about those other 52 guys too, man.
Yeah.
Like those other 52 guys played their heart out, and they deserve better than that.
Yeah, I hear that. And from my understanding, that the play calling is going to be turned over.
No, I'm sorry.
And he took it back. Yeah, he did, and then he took it back because he was selfish, right? And I think that it's good. From what I understand, it's a top-down decision. It's not a head coaching decision that he's going to be giving up these plays. So, I think that that's important for the team and for everyone around them and the organization to know that there's good decisions coming from the top.
So wait a minute.
Who's the puppet, Nagy or Pace?
I personally think that Pace is the puppet. Right? That Pace is the puppet because it's still a Bear organization, right? We know that.
So you don't think that Matt Nagy's clock has started right now?
His clock
right now
since motherfucking last season. You know what I mean? Since last season, people have been looking at him funny.
Do you think if they didn't make the playoffs, he would have been fired in the offseason?
No, because he's tied to Pace
to the playoffs.
If they don't make the playoffs this season, is he going to be fired?
I think he's going to be fired either way. I just think that they're going to just move on from him and say, hey, this is not what we're going to do. Now, if he somehow miraculously makes some good decisions and we do, end up, 10-7 or something like that, 11-6, which is unlikely. But if we do,
it's not
they're going to keep him.
That's Lovie Smith shit.
But
that's Lovie Smith shit. He should be fired, right?
Can I ask you something, Alan?
Yeah.
Because I know we always done.
Yeah, me and you, man, always.
Does Mitch Trubisky have a leg to stand on right now? Like I told y'all.
Why are we talking about this motherfucker?
It wasn't all me.
No. Okay. So this is what I think about this, okay? Yes, it's the same scenario with the game planning. Yes, it is. But the difference is that Justin Fields can throw the ball more than 10 yards down the field. Mitch Trubisky cannot do that. That is why you saw, same scenarios.
Mitch Trubisky has some better protection too.
Brought everybody up and teed off on the edges, left him in the pocket, and just went off on Mitch. That's what they did to Justin. But the difference is that if you don't do that with Justin, he could get out of the pocket and throw the ball 50 yards downfield. Mitch can't do that. So he kind of does, but at the end of the day, do you really think that Justin Fields and Mitch Trubisky are the same quarterback?
Absolutely not.
So
But
they can't justify that to me.
But they have the same person limiting their success.
Mitch, no, I'm sorry. I'm not a Bears fan, but Mitch was trash because he could not throw the ball downfield accurately. Okay, and that's like the one thing that they would be like, oh, Mitch would be great. He's got a great arm. If only he could work on his accuracy. I'm like, that's QB 101. Throw the ball to the receiver.
Nobody's fighting that battle with you, Sherry.
Yeah, hey, you
all I said was, does he have a leg to stand on? Because everybody wants to run Mitch out of town like he was just god awful, which he was. But as we see, Nagy hasn't put other people in a successful position either. So maybe it was not Mitch being the great savior. Maybe Mitch, and maybe I'll get crucified for this. Maybe Mitch had a Chad Pennington arm, and we thought he had a Ben Roethlisberger arm. He didn't. That's Nagy's fault.
No, he still couldn't throw to a receiver accuracy.
Again,
JB, you have better downfield accuracy than he does.
If you know your deep throw accuracy is bad, then quit throwing deep. Shit.
Right, but don't be an NFL quarterback if you have no deep field accuracy. There are plenty of people in the NFL that can throw a deep ball accurately.
So, he shouldn't have been an NFL quarterback, but dumbass Ryan Pace picked him.
No,
remember,
there was a reason why he only started in college for
which is why Gabe said the puppet is Pace.
Yeah.
See how I did that, Gabe?
You know what I think, Gabe? And this is something that I actually told these guys before the season started. I think that Ryan Pace, at either the end of this year or next year, will be moved up to president of football operations.
Yep, I agree.
Because they don't want to get rid of that kid. I've heard, I got a couple people in there, and one of them said that if they would adopt that guy if they could. That's how much the family loves him. They don't want to get rid of him. Now, you said something, and I got to ask you, Gabe. You said that you heard from other sources that Nagy's giving up the play calling 100%, right?
No, I never said 100%. You said 100%. I said give it up the play calling.
I was trying to get you to relay me something right there, but you wouldn't give it up.
That's some media type. That's some media shit.
Yeah,
listen.
Are you guys moved about? Like, are you really moved with that? Like, to me, that answer gives me zero comfort. None. Because what? When it comes to practice, the person is still going to take the majority, if there is a such, of the number one reps.
Yeah.
That person's still going to be behind that crappy offensive line.
Exactly.
I just think there's two different approaches to like looking at the whole thing, right? And I think I don't know about you guys, but like I played basketball and football at Lane Tech, right? And so like I know what it's like to be on a team and like, you know, have that feeling, and you know your mindset is different than management, right? And I think that's what's happening here in the Bears organization. You got some guys that really want to play and really do their job, and like you said, JB, you're upset in a player type of way. Like, help me out, coach, man. What the fuck? Like, dude, like, what are you doing to help me? You know what I'm saying? So there's that, but then there's the people up top that they feel the same way, right? And they're trying to fix it up top. Like, damn, what the fuck is going on? Like, we hired this guy, we endorsed them to stick around for a couple more years, right? So they kind of look like a fool too, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's doing damage control on every level, and I think that it's
damage control. I like that.
Of course. And so as fans, we kind of like try to like simplify things and look at it on a micro level and say, well, what the fuck is going on here? It's like, man, there's so many levels to it, and people are only taking care of what they're taking care of. And the fluidity of it, right? It just doesn't exist in the Bears organization.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so there just needs to be more synergy. And like you said, you need the players to believe in the coach. You need the coach to have been believed in by the organization, and then management and ownership to like have hired the right people to make all that shit happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we all want as a Bears fan, right? That's the problem, right?
So the disconnect will always be there.
Right.
That's not gonna happen until Virginia McCaskey sells the team. Or, I hate to say it, but she passes.
They're never going to sell it.
I
don't think she's ever going to die.
Damn, really?
She's what is she, 97 now?
She's super rich, man. She probably got
And
some
she still
pills
gets
or
around.
something.
She's still sharp. I mean, they're just getting TV.
She
money
might be a
handed to them,
clone of
guys.
herself. You never know.
Hey, she's super lucid. When you hear her talk, you think
Yeah.
like, "Oh, damn,
She knows what she's
great."
doing. Now, it's to me, it's all Ted Phillips is the problem.
I don't like that guy.
He's an accountant, so
He's not a football guy.
No, he's a finance guy.
Even if
He's a bottom line guy. How much money are we making?
Yeah, so even if they get rid of Pace, even if they get rid of Nagy, you've got him making those decisions. So what exactly is going to make you believe that he's going to make the right decision this time? Phil Emery, Mark Trestman?
Yeah.
Remember these guys?
Another thing we got to remember too is that it's extremely difficult to win in any sport, right? And I think
is.
that at the end of the year, every year, there's 31 teams that are bitching and complaining about their players, coaches, and ownership, right? And that's just a fact at the end of every year. And it sucks, you know what I'm saying? Because as fans, you're sitting here like, man, what the fuck is going on with them? They don't know what the fuck they're doing because we haven't won a championship, right? And
Well,
it's like,
I know that there's this one guy that we had that got us to 2 NFC championships, repeatedly beat the Packers, and got us to a Super Bowl.
And then got fired. What the fuck?
And then got rid of him after a 10-6 campaign.
Right.
One game he lost, they would have been 11-5, but the kicker missed the damn field goal.
and then hire Trestman. I
And then
mean,
they hired Mark
Another smart guy in the room.
Right.
started training camp explaining what a football was to them.
Yeah.
No joke. I was at his first training camp. He
Wait, what?
literally had a football and explained to them what the football was, what it was made out of, the shape, everything. He started from the ground. He wanted to start from the ground up. So he explained to them, first thing he did was he took a football and explained to them what it was, how it was made, all yada yada. I'm not joking. This is real.
I
He
listened
actually
to
said
that,
this
and I was
at
like,
an interview one time.
next.
Like,
Wait, what? This is Mark Trestman?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
dead 100% serious about that.
like no sooner than he
Oh
came
my
out with
God.
that. Would you tell him?
Just holding
What-
it.
Did he bake them cookies afterwards?
I
No,
don't know.
what's my man from the Raiders that came out and said John Taylor was one, but my man from the Raiders that came out from Notre Dame and said he's not a leader of men.
Oh,
Tim Brown.
Yeah,
oh, Tim Brown.
Yeah.
So like we knew then.
yeah.
We knew then. But see, we have some eggheads in the front office that think they're like just these like bringers of saviors on, and they're really not. Okay, you're a finance guy. I get it. You can get everybody paid and you can save the bottom line so everybody makes some money. But how about getting some talent? I need to readjust our scouting department. I'm tired of drafting offensive linemen with back issues. Like, why is that a thing in Chicago? Why? Gabe Karimi, Chris Williams, the list continues.
Hopefully,
Teron
not Tevin
Gilbert,
Jenkins.
like,
Let's hope Tevin
really?
Jenkins gets out of this because he's supposed to be coming back soon, supposedly.
Hey.
I hope we're wrong about that one because I really liked Tevin in college.
I
mean,
liked
even
him
in
in
college,
college.
he had
I
a back
liked his
issue, but
tenacity.
it was a different one. You know, it wasn't the same issue.
It
So
wasn't,
the
but
fact
we
that
all
that
know.
issue was okay. But now coming in, something else popped up. It was an easy correctable fix, they say.
Right. They say. They told us that about Chris Williams, too.
I thought he was out for at least 8 weeks.
It's
Yeah, he's gonna be out for a little bit more.
Six.
He was on the pup.
He's
for
on a pup
6.
list.
Oh,
so-
he's okay.
Yeah,
I
he's
would
not
say
practicing yet still,
mid-November.
though.
Yeah.
But even then,
mid-November.
Again, when he comes in, we're not expecting him to be Trent Williams.
No.
We're not. He's going to need some time, which means he might go to right tackle. Just to
JB, what are we finishing, JB? You keep shitting on my Bears. What
Larry
are
Borum,
we going to
too.
end this year? Give me a record this year. I want to hear your opinion.
Oh, you want my record?
Yeah. I value your opinion. I want to hear what you think the Bears end
7
up
and
this
10.
season. 7-10.
Respectively.
That's a good prediction. I can see that.
7-10,
Share
respectively.
Bear, Allen. What do you guys think?
Same. 7-10.
7-10.
I actually picked in the beginning of the year. I picked them to win 6 games, but I changed it
Okay.
to 7.
I think you guys are going to win about 4 or 5.
Woo!
Fuck.
I hope not, because we don't get that draft pick
Sorry.
next year.
Tough
I
crowd.
know. Sorry. It is.
We
You
gotta
know
root
what?
for that second round pick.
It's a tough schedule. The Bears do not have an easy road ahead of them. I would have to go back, and I mean 4 or 5 more games, so 5 or 6 wins.
Okay.
Counting the one that they have. I don't think they'll get that 7. Because they're going to lose to the Lions this weekend, and they're going to lose to the Lions in Thanksgiving. Sorry. Don't kick me out.
Yeah, but they'll do something miraculous like beat the Vikings twice and then beat.
They will. Or no, they'll beat the Packers at home.
Well, they'll beat one round.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bears have a tough. They have a tough ass schedule.
Don't they have
That's what you get into the playoffs.
I am not as pessimistic as you guys. I think they will go 9-8.
Yeah.
I think they will go 9-8. I'm looking at the glass as half full.
And please,
you think that they're going to beat the Raiders?
Is it? Wait, can we do that, Alan?
I think they can. I think they can beat the Raiders.
3-0 right now. Raiders are rolling.
I think they can beat the Raiders.
That is a rabid stadium too, man.
I
want to go to the
Packers
stadium.
after that. You think they're going to beat the Bucks after that?
I do think they can beat the Packers.
Yeah, Alan, put up the
Bucks. Thank you, Gabe. Alan, can we pull up the schedule so we can see that too?
Yes, pull it up. God damn it, pull it up.
I'm trying to find a way to.
Gabe, you said 7 like us, right?
Like a regular.
I didn't. I'm a little more optimistic than that, just because I'm like.
That's fine.
Delusional, you know what I'm saying? I'm a delusional Bears
fan.
I love your energy, bro. Like,
I guess I'm delusional too.
T, you're really the delusional fan.
Yeah. I'm saying it and then saying I'm delusional.
Like
I'm a lifer.
I used to be like you, man. Like
I am a Bears lifer.
But man, they broke my heart way too many times for me to do that anymore. I just can't.
Let me see. We got 1 win. Holy crap! We're beating Detroit, Vegas. We're beating Pittsburgh. We're beating Detroit again.
Sure about all
Giants, one of those Minnesotas.
Oh, well, no, that's a little too big. That one's not going to work. Okay, so
that's all right. We're all in that range. We're in the 7 to 10 range.
I'll give you Giants. Did you say Pittsburgh?
Hell yeah, they're trash this year. Have you been watching
that
game?
Pittsburgh
that
looks
defense
really bad.
Pittsburgh will be back by the time the Bears play.
You gotta watch their games. They're really bad. Ben Roethlisberger is playing really poorly. The run game is not as good as it's been in years past, where Mike Tomlin's been able to create running backs out of nowhere. The receivers aren't.
Hold on a little bit now. Najee Harris he's a rookie, but he's a bell cow. He is. It's Roethlisberger that's the problem, but I'm talking
100%.
about defensive.
It's the offensive line that's the problem, JB.
It's a winnable game. It's definitely a winnable game.
We got a pass rush that can get to him. The only thing is that they're going to be playing the same kind of offense that we do. This quick shot out, and our slot receiver or our slot corners aren't the best. Kendall Vildor
aren't the best.
Duke Shelley,
terrible.
They're not good, guys. Like, I'm just trying to be a little up and optimistic. I don't want to be the Debbie Downer. It's just it doesn't seem feasible. And you've got what? You've got after that, you've got the Ravens.
Lost.
You've got the Lions again.
At home.
On my birthday. So I better have a birthday win against the Lions.
Oh, that's your birthday? Oh,
November 25th, yeah.
That's a winnable game, man. That's a winnable game.
That's a tough schedule.
And the Cardinals have been playing way better than I thought they would this season.
They have a tough schedule. They have a really tough schedule.
You've got the
Vikings are kind of trash.
Our defense can keep us relevant only if the offense gives us something.
I just don't think they will, JB. That's the thing, is that it's going to be the same thing it's been the past 2 years.
Nagy's only averaged, I think, 18. Is it 18? 18
points? Under 18 points. It's like 17-7 or something.
Right, like that's literally 2 touchdowns on a field goal.
And I don't even think that even counts all the defensive touchdowns they scored in 2018, which was 6. So that's a whole nother aspect of that might be thrown off.
That skews the actual.
That might skew it too. It's there's so many variables, guys. Number one for me, it's time to tear this. It's just time to tear it up. It is. I just don't think this team's going to be good enough. I don't think they're going to have a good enough offense to get them anywhere in the playoffs, even to get to the playoffs. Why hold on to this? It's time to cut bait and just drop ship, man. Just trade off and rebuild around Justin Fields and the offense, not the defense. It's time for a new era. We're the only team. We're the charter franchise, and we don't have a 4,000-yard passer.
Never.
Come on. Do I have to?
A few moments later.
I mean, do I gotta say anything else? Like, really? Like, it's time to do it. I think I thought it was last year, but get rid of it.
I agree with that. After this season, it's time. The defense is old. Everybody is on the other side of 30.
Yes.
It's time to go. Eddie Jackson, I don't think he's over 30, but he don't tackle, so he got to go too.
Gabe, right before we let you go, I know you're busy. You got that baby. What is up with Eddie Jackson?
Yeah, I think, in the beginning of the season, we talked about it on Bears Unleashed. Make sure you check out the show Fridays and Saturdays, 9:30 on Fox 32. But I'm a huge Eddie Jackson fan too. I feel like he's a gamer, you know what I'm saying? But just like exactly what I said on that show in the beginning of the season, I said sometimes people suffer from that 2016 Cubs bullshit where you win a championship, you start feeling yourself, and you don't perform the way you're supposed to year in and year out, right? And that's what made our boy Michael Jordan so damn amazing. That's why he's the greatest player in NBA history, because day in and day out, he'll show up and handle his business, you know what I'm saying? And I think that there aren't many players like that. And you see a guy like Eddie Jackson, and you say to yourself, damn, why aren't you performing at that level every day? Well, sometimes you feel yourself. Sometimes your chain swings a little bit too much. Sometimes you think you're invincible, you know what I'm saying? And you don't tackle a guy when he's on the ground next to you, and you let him get up and score a touchdown like you did in game 1, right? And then you rectify it in game 2, comes out, has a strip, has 9 or 8 tackles or whatever it was. And then you feel like your train is back on the rails.
He tackled his own player too.
And then you go into game 3, and then you end up falling back into that same rut, right? So it's really more of like a matter of character, right? Who is he as a man? Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Are you a guy that's going to be like, oh man, fuck this, I don't need this job, I got my money? Or are you going to be like, you know what? I'm going to be an all pro safety, motherfucker, year in and year out. And in order to do that, I got to be on a Peanut Tillman type level to be creating turnovers, pass deflections, and really helping my team as a strong safety on this defense.
I like that, yo. I like that, because some people were saying, man, he got Ed Reed potential. And you know what I say to that?
He even said that. I gotta get that on my board. I still have.
You love that machine, boy. You love that.
That's what I say to that.
I love it. Hey guys, thanks so much for having me, man. I really appreciate y'all.
Come back, bro. Come back.
Whenever y'all need me, man, I'm here, man. I love talking Bears.
Next time will be like, this isn't a normal show for us. We're all kind of off of our.
Hey, man, don't worry about it. It's in outer space. That's what my boss tells me when I fuck up. So don't worry about it. It's out of here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, whenever y'all want me back. But more importantly, I feel like I need to catch a game with you guys sometimes so we can talk shit in real time.
Hey,
you know
absolutely. Let's do it.
So
Let's
maybe
hey,
Sunday,
Al barbecue, we can get it together.
Yeah. Or if not, on Sundays, Corey Wooten and I, we do the post game. You know what I mean? We do a Miller Lite brew review. We show up at bars, we drink, we eat. So you guys come out to that. We can talk about the game in real time, because I got a job, so I got to fucking work. So
I love Corey Wooten. He's one of my favorite players because he got rid of Brett Favre.
And he's super cool.
Thank you.
God, yes, I remember that.
I'll get him on the show for you guys, man. I'll link you guys up, and he'll be a good guest. He's super funny, a real good guy. He's my super homie, like in real life. He's like, just like you guys. He's just like us. He's just like us. You know,
I'm gonna hold you to that.
100%. He'll love to jump on.
You're never gonna get Terrence off your back now.
No, that's nothing. That's nothing. He'll love to come on. He's a really good man. I promise you that.
Nice.
All right, you guys. JB, Alan, T, Share Bear. Appreciate y'all.
Until next time, brother. Thank you.
We appreciate you, man. Hey, good luck, Gabe. Good luck, Gabe. We know you got that bread in the oven.
Yes. Baby number 2 is due on Saturday. So.
Wow.
Definitely.
That's awesome, man.
I'm about to go get my last good night of sleep. So I'll let y'all.
Okay. Good luck, man. Peace out.
See y'all later, man.
All right, bro.
Have a good one.
Yep.
Wow, that was awesome chopping it up with Gabe, man. Love it.
He's just as
Love
cool
that, man. Love his
as I thought. No, he's cooler than I thought he'd be.
That is one of the coolest dudes ever. I love Gabe, man.
Hey, T, he might be the coolest dude in the room.
Cool. Definitely coolest dude in the
Side of
room.
the pillow, as I like to say.
Stuart Scott reference.
Stuart Scott, yeah. That's my favorite line ever, man. I love that line.
Yeah, he's a real good dude, man. He's real knowledgeable about the Bears. evidently, as we saw.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell my Alexa to play him in the morning.
He's much more positive than all of us too.
Oh well,
Far more.
Oh, I wasn't coming on here to be positive. I was coming over here to be pissed.
That's what I wanted. He actually made me not be as mad as I was being today. Like he actually brought it down. Like I was ready to rant, and he was just so cool about everything.
It's that smile, man. That smile just made me like, oh damn.
He got me.
Oh shit, man. Hey, pause.
Man, he did.
No homo. Pause.
No.
There's over here looking into the man's eyes, falling in love and shit.
I mean, he's a good-looking guy, T. You know, I don't blame you.
Hey, I ain't say all that. I just said the smile is like bright as hell. Hey, but we got some other dudes that know some shit too.
Yeah,
a lot of shit that we may not know. They got shit from like the 50s and the 60s.
I don't know.
They also have.
JB wasn't alive yet, so he wasn't quite.
And you
wasn't thinking about JB yet.
You were alive? None of us was alive.
No,
my mom was, but
my mom and dad were. Well,
yeah, mom was alive, but yeah. So they got stories about the Bears and the Cubs, and I guess all we're gonna do is listen, and maybe we'll have some questions. But yeah, let's bring them in. They also have a book, and they were gracious enough to give me one, and I actually read it.
You read a book?
Yeah, man, I read a fucking book. What's the joke? What's the joke?
He read the audiobook. Oh.
God,
look, I would say the other book, but that didn't go over too well.
Anyway, man, bring the twins. Bring the twins in.
Let's bring them in. How are we? How you doing?
Hey, Carl and Tony, what's going on?
So we were born then.
Yes, you were.
How old were you in 1960?
11 years old.
11?
We were born 1949.
Okay.
Woo.
Nice.
That's like when my dad was born.
Yeah, that's pretty close to my dad too, actually.
So, right? Tell Alan that we grew up in Cicero and ultimately went to Morton East High School. All right, but we opened up the Cicero paper when we were 11 years old, and there's a picture of a Chicago Bear defensive tackle in his uniform, spread eagle like this. Bill Bishop, Cicero resident. So the subtitle of our book, by the way, it's the twins, a journey of a lifetime. All right.
Nice.
But recollection of a bygone era. Part of the bygone era is that Bill Bishop of the Bears lives in Cicero. Wow, let's go see if we can talk to him. We looked him up in the phone book, and his name, number, and address was in the phone book.
Oh wow!
You don't get that today.
No. So anyway, we rode our bikes. We rode our bikes there. We rang the doorbell. His wife answered, and we asked, Bill Bishop of the Bears live here? Yes. Is he home? Yes. Could we talk to him? Sure. Come on in. So he took us down to his den and showed us his scrapbook. We asked him a few questions, like who was the hardest player to tackle. He said Joe Perry of the 49ers.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we talked for about a half hour, come back with an autographed picture. And he says, on Saturday, I'm having a barbecue over here. Some of the Bears are coming. Why don't you come with your autograph book?
No.
So the Bears that came, or ex-Bears, Willie Gallimore, Rick Caceres, Bill George, Ed Sprinkle, George Blanda, who lived in LaGrange, by the way, a host of others. We had a field day, collecting
Hey, Carl,
and talking
Carl.
stories. Yeah.
Can you tell us how that was for Willie Gallimore coming to Cicero?
Okay.
I know you said it in the book, but
Yeah, so we're not aware of this. Cicero, we have in our book of Cicero was popular for two things: was the headquarters of El Capone.
Right.
And the unfortunate one was a totally segregated town. So Willie Gallimore was already
not only
started
segregated, but very anti-black.
Yeah, anti-black. A few blacks could work there, certainly never live there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But we found out when we talked to Marilyn Bishop, who is still alive, just going to turn 90, that Bill Bishop had to call the Cicero Police Department and let him know that blacks were attending his party. So,
Wow.
I don't know if we made improvements or not, but it was we weren't aware of that all until we started writing the book. So, but anyway,
you guys started that crusade off as kids, right?
Yeah, we were 11 years old.
Okay, so there was no way an 11-year-old really knew what was going on.
No, we knew that there was definitely anti-black neighborhood we weren't proud of.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because you would hear stories of terrible racial incidents.
Okay,
but we developed a friendship. We continued to go back and shoot the breeze. Talk about the Bears, talk about sports, and I think between our 7th and 8th grade year, Bill Bishop's wife says, "Why don't you write George Hallis a letter and see if you can be clubhouse boys for the Bears?"
Oh, okay.
All right. So we got the letter. It's reproduced in our book that the job is taken, but do well in school and write them again next year. So Tony, you can go from there.
Yeah. So we wrote him again, and then we got a letter back when we were towards the end of 8th grade. Welcome to the Bears. Told us who our boss was going to be. Ed Rosie was the trainer, and Bill Martell was the chief clubhouse manager. And so we worked for all the high school years with the Bears. So our duties, every Saturday before a home game, we would go and clean, make sure they had their clothes to go out and practice, and then come back and we'd, pick up all their clothes and take them to the laundry and sweep the floor and clean up everything and hang up all their uniforms and their helmets and this, so they'd be ready game day, and make sure they had the shoes, that type of thing. And then game day, we would, basically, my job was to inflate the footballs, believe it or not. So we talk about the Deflategate, but each football had to have 13 pounds in it, and the referees would come and do a spot test. So we say, I don't know if we say it in the book or not, but basically, they only tested a few balls, and no one paid any attention after that. But we didn't change any balls. But my job was to follow the line of scrimmage with the footballs, and Carl's job was to tend to the players on the sidelines. So most of the time, I was right next to George Hallis.
Awesome.
During the game.
Was this in 63 or 64 that you first started?
63.
63
The year we won the championship.
Okay.
We molded them into champions right away.
There you go. What exactly?
So 63, they won the championship. 65, they drafted Dick Butkus and Gale Sayers.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting time, certainly. And, there's a couple interesting things about Gale Sayers. When he scored the 6 touchdowns, I was the first guy to shake his hand. And then Carl's got the best one, telling about cleaning up Gale Sayers' cleats.
Yeah, so
first of all, it was a real rainy game, right?
It was a rainy Sunday against the 49ers. And my job.
That's a famous game.
Yeah, my first primary job that day, whenever any of a rainy day, the primary job was to clean the players' spikes as they came off the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I was instructed, start with the skilled positions first. If you have time, then you do the linemen.
Oh, okay.
All right. So when the offense was on the field, I hardly ever got to the linemen because it's similar to sort of today's thing. The defense was much better than the offense. All right. So there was a lot of, Ed O'Branovich and Johnny Morris will talk about it, that when the defense came off the field and the offense went on, the defense would say, hold them, because the defense would score the touchdowns. All right. So anyway, my job was to clean the cleats, and one guy waved me off the entire game. That was Gale Sayers.
Oh.
So he scored the 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Mud on his shoes.
Mud just caked on his cleats.
Wow.
And we little known factoid that the Bears then were first and goal after he had the 6 touchdowns, and George Halas took him out and put in Jaguar John Arnett, who punched it in from the 1-yard line. Gale Sayers could have easily had a 7 touchdown.
So why did he do that? Why do you think he did that?
He publicly said that he thought that they were going to be targeting Gale, and that he was afraid Gale was going to get hurt. Tony and I
think?
We think that the record was held by Ernie Nevers, who was the same era as George Halas.
Yeah.
So he wanted to preserve the record.
He wanted to preserve the record.
You want to keep his
But we
buddies.
have nothing to back up our thought.
Yeah. So I gotta ask, what was George Halas like? Like, what exactly was he like talking to? Hearing him on the sidelines. What was that experience like?
Well, he was very nice. He didn't really talk to us a whole lot, but on the sidelines, particularly the very first game. Oh, okay, good. And I'm there really next to him with the ball. And the very first play is like a 2-yard run, and George Halas just starts swearing at the ref, using some language that wasn't really part of our family language. My parents and aunts and uncles would swear. There were certain words that they didn't use. Those are the ones that Coach Halas used. And I'm thinking, if my mom finds out, we're not going to have this job very long. She's going to take us out of here. And then a few plays later, I hear the exact same words. Let's just say we're S and a C that ended in ER. All right. Ooh. And I'm looking around, and it's not George Halas saying it. I'm going, who's doing it? Well, the guy dressed up as the Bear mascot.
Oh, wow.
Staley was going off. Staley didn't like the game either, apparently.
Yeah. So,
Or black people.
Yeah. Excuse me. So George Halas was a Czech heritage, and on our father's side, we're Czech. The Ruzicka, a common Czech name.
Oh, okay.
So one of our thrills, we went to Rensselaer in the summer with our parents and introduced our father to George Halas, and they spoke Bohemian to each other.
Oh.
So we were really thrilled with that. Cool. So anyway, you talk about listening to your show. They haven't had a quarterback to reach 4,000 yards, right?
Ever.
So So one of the assistant coaches was Sid Luckman, who is still recognized as the best Bears quarterback.
Yes.
All right. So he was sort of like an honorary coach. He didn't do too much, but on Saturdays they would run through some plays. Then they would, I guess, first they would watch game films of the team they're playing, and see what the keys were for the various plays and formations and all that. Then they'd come out and just in sweat clothes and run through some of their audibles and things like that. So Sid Luckman would be on the sidelines and to say, "Hey, let me play catch with you guys."
Oh,
all right.
Awesome.
So,
oh man,
sure. All right. So we felt real sorry for him. He couldn't palm the football, so he had to sort of cup it and sling it. All right. We go, man, this guy is ancient. I mean, we were well versed in Bears history. All right. He said, this guy is ancient. And just, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, we looked up, he was only 49 years old and we're 72. Ouch.
Wow.
And he couldn't cuff the ball.
No.
The job, I would warm up Billy Wade before the games. I'd warm up. I don't know if you remember Rifle Rudy Bukic. He was the one. He threw the ball really hard. So before the games, some of those games in November and December, it's really, really cold. And so I'm warming him up before the game, and he's throwing me these bullet passes. All right. So I throw him back a bullet pass. He throw me a bullet. I throw him a bullet. And they said, "What are you doing?" I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "This hurts my hands." I said, "What do you think you're doing to mine?"
Yeah.
So how long did you guys how long were you all the ball boys for the Bears, or the clubhouse manager?
4 years of high school.
4 years of high school. So that was
63, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
So I have a statement and a question.
All right.
My statement is, this is the first time I've ever heard anybody from your era not say the hardest person they ever had to tackle was not Jim Brown. Ever.
That's true.
That's true.
We do have one Jim Brown story, though.
Most difficult person to tackle.
Yeah.
And secondly, tell us a little bit about Dicker. Did you see that leadership in him, or did you see that pizzazz?
Very much.
These are true stories that we're going to tell you here. All right.
Yes, please.
So he and Ronnie Bull were the only two guys that would actually stand up to George Halas and say, "You're not using me properly. How come you called that play? I want to be in the play. Please do this next time we're out there." And Dicker, more than Ronnie Bull, was always in George Halas. Right? And he was just very competitive. He wanted to achieve. And you tell him the story about when you see him at the executive house.
All right. Well, first of all, the first game that I worked, was remember that time they played their first 3. This is a 14-game schedule back then.
Right.
All right, not 16, and this year 17. All right. So the first 3 games were always away because the Cubs hadn't finished their season. All right. So the first game, maybe first week of October or something like that, getting a little bit of a fall chill. And they say, when the players come off, put a jacket on them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You didn't ask, do you want a jacket? Just said, put a jacket on them. A couple, Doug Atkins, 6'8", I had to get a running start. All right. So, to reach his shoulders. All right. But Mike Dick, I go to put a jacket on, and he, well, like that. He didn't know, he didn't mean it, but he just felt somebody coming from behind. Just missed me, with this wicked elbow. All right. So after that, I only put a jacket on if he asked.
Right. Right.
I knew better. All right. But he finished his career with Dallas.
Right.
And, we had been far removed from the Bears. We're already probably working already. And on a Saturday night, I'm walking downtown past the old executive house where on Wacker, just off of Michigan, where turns out the Cowboys are staying for the Sunday game. Okay. And Mike Ditka is outside, and I see him. First time I'd seen him for years. Mm-hmm. All right. So I told Tony, I called Tony afterwards. I said, I thought I'd maybe talk to him for 2 or 3 minutes and be on my way, and he'd be on his way. All right. He kept me there for about an hour.
Oh, wow.
He remembers you clearly.
Oh, yeah. But he was so not remorseful, so forlorn.
Okay.
Down in the dumps. He wants to get back with the Bears. Mm. All right. So I said, Tony and I, we wrote George Halas a letter to be clubhouse boys for the Bears. Why don't you write George Halas a letter? All right. And I thought nothing of it after that.
Okay.
Until, go ahead, Tony. So.
Yeah. So then it's between George Allen and Mike Ditka to become head coach. And we would go see George Halas. The Bears office had moved to 55 East Monroe.
East Jackson.
We were at 8 South Michigan for our office. So we go there or Madison. So we go there and talk to George Halas. And one afternoon we decided, let's call Halas at home. So we called George Halas at home. Again, the novelty of having a phone book. All right.
Yeah, y'all like calling these dudes at home, man.
For about an hour, saying
like stalkers.
One player had the nerve to stand up to you. That was Mike Ditka. That's the player you want as coach. And
that's what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, to George Halas.
Wow.
Wonderful.
And 2013 was the 50-year anniversary of the 63 championship.
Right.
And the Bears were kind enough to invite us. And long story short, we ended up on Inside the Bears, the TV show.
TV show, yeah.
Awesome. And basically we're just free-forming, just talking. All right, no one's asking us questions. We're just sort of going now. And we tell them the story about talking to George Halas, calling him up about Mike Ditka. And if you go to the Inside the Bears, if you can still find it, the Bears themselves give us credit for George Halas hiring Mike Ditka.
Oh,
wow.
So,
wow.
So
I
tell.
Thank you.
Give them the applause, Amy. Give them the applause.
Yeah.
I told again, Mike Ditka, you should write a letter to George Halas like Tony and I did. All right. By the way, a few of the Bears knew us by Carl and Tony. Most of it, they called us Twin.
The Twins.
All right. Yeah. So that's why the name of our book is The Twins. All right. But Tony's seeing something on ESPN, I think, about Mike Ditka, and Mike Ditka's wife says, Mike wrote a letter to George Halas. Right. So it's possible that he wrote that letter after I suggested that he do it that night. I don't know that for a fact, but I do know I told him he should write a letter.
And then the most recent one was again around the 50-year anniversary. We go to Bobolink in Highland Park where Mike Ditka will go play cards all the time, your golf club. All right. And we tell him, you're coming to the reunion, aren't you? No, I'm not. We said, what do you mean you're not going to go? You were the key guy. You're the main guy. You got to go. I'm not going. I don't, I got fired by him. I don't want to deal with him. All right. We said, Mike, you know, we're all old enough that we just got to bury the hatchet. And you had such a wonderful career. You know, don't let yourself throw it under the bus. You know, keep it up. And it was that very next week. He didn't go to the reunion, but the next week he reached out to the Bears and they honored him at Soldiers Field.
Wow.
So at least he listens.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Evidently.
Held a grudge for 50 years,
all right, so,
but then he listened.
Well, he got fired in, 19?
We had a whole lot of Hall of Famers, right? Doug Atkins, Bill George.
Wow.
Sid Luckman, George Hallis
I got the
himself.
list here. George Hallis, George Allen, Doug Atkins, George Blanda, Dick Butkus, George Connor, Mike Ditka, Patty Driscoll, Bill George, Red Grange, Stan Jones, Sid Luckman, Gail Sayers, Ed Sprinkle, Joe Steidar. You know, we interacted with all these guys.
That was
wow.
Wow.
So Dick Butkus, people ask us about Dick Butkus, all right? So Saturdays, they would go through the game films. You know, the other team is required to send
because you had to share
next team. They got to send the
reel,
right?
Yes.
And you remember now that the Bears they played in Wrigley Field, so the Bears took over the Cubs clubhouse. All right, so it's pretty small. All right, and the main ground level was the lockers in like a triangle, not a three quarters of a rectangle.
Okay.
And the next rectangle was sort of the door to make your way out to the left field corner to go out to the field. And the next level you go up was one side was the bathroom, one side was the training room, and then you go up 3 more stairs and the coaches were up there. All right. So the offense would meet up on the top level to go over the films, and the defense was in the main level, the ground level. So a lot of times we would go and throw the ball around out in the field, but sometimes we'd go in and just sit there with the defense and watch the films and listen to George Allen, go over the game plan.
Yeah.
So they would say, they stop the film, and they're in this type of formation. What plays are normally called if they're in this formation, and how do you know, and all that stuff. So Dick Butkus knew every answer every time.
Wow.
And sort of like in high school where 1 or 2 people knew most of the answers, and then the teachers say, let's ask somebody else.
Ask somebody else.
So they ask Ed O'Branovich, all right? They say, I don't know, but Dick will tell me tomorrow when we're in the huddle. Doug Atkins, Joe Fortunato, Larry Morris, all of them referred to Dick Butkus. He knew everything. So he, for football-wise, he was an extremely intelligent player.
Well, guys, it sounds like
we had a good time.
Since you all are good with writing letters,
yeah,
and Dick Butkus is great with plays in the game, I think all 3 of you should get together. You 2 should write a letter to the Bears saying that Coach Nagy is not the coach that they should have for the Bears, and Dick Butkus should be the coach and call the plays. How about that? Let's do that.
I got a better one for you. We were 11 years old or 12 years old. I guess we were 12. The 49ers were the first team that reverted back to the shotgun.
You said reverted back.
Reverted back. All right.
Okay.
Clark Shaughnessy was the Bears defensive coach. He was the one that started the T formation when he was at Stanford and University of Chicago. And he encouraged George Hallis to use the T formation. So everyone was using the T formation. 1961, the 49ers went back to the shotgun, and they rotated quarterbacks. And they got it in the book. I think they were like 4-1 to start the season, and they were averaging like 41 points a game. And Sports Illustrated, the Bears are going to play them on a Sunday. That Thursday, before the Sunday, Sports Illustrated comes out with an article about the 49ers and the shotgun.
Oh, wow.
So Carl and I sit down at the kitchen table, and we design a defense against the shotgun. We go to sit outside Saturday before the game. We're at the firehouse, and Clark Shaughnessy comes out. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What kind of defense you got against the shotgun? I've got it right here, boys. Well, let's see. Well, we want to see it. Well, the game's tomorrow. I said, come on. No one's a bigger fan than us. Let us see it. So he takes it out, and I swear to God, I take out a piece of paper. It was the exact same thing that we had. We had put in a 5-man line because the center, when he had snapped the ball back 7 yards, sort of got distracted. So the fifth guy would just come in and pound them, and it was the Bears won 31-0.
Oh wow!
And then also Larry Rickstraw was the Bears third string quarterback. He was on the taxi squad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and
taxi squad. I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, we knew all the plays. We memorized all the plays. We knew what
we would
the coach
get the
meant.
plays from the garbage can and memorize them.
Yeah. So we would tell Larry Rickstraw, if you get in a game, this is what you're going to call. All right, this is your first play. If you get in the second play is going to be this, and you're going to call that because of what you called here. And this is the third play. You're going to call that because of what you called it. Boom, boom. All right, and we would quiz them every Saturday and Sunday. If you get in a game, what are you going to do? What's your first play? I'm going to call this. What's your second play? I'm calling this. Why? Because how about the third? Why? And so 67, we're at Yale. 67, we're at Yale. And Larry Rickstraw actually started the game and was against the Giants. So we're in New Haven, so we get to see it on TV. This is before, the current life. Larry Rickstraw passed for 3 touchdowns and ran for 2. All right,
and 30
so we're telling
years
Yosh
later,
Kawano, our friend from
give us credit.
Yeah.
Oh, now he wants to give you credit 30 years later.
Yeah, so we call him. We're telling Yosh Kawano this story. He says, it'd be great if we could find him. So we found his telephone number outside Atlanta, Georgia. We call him up. Larry, Tony and Carl Rizzico, the twin boys.
Y'all like calling.
I know why you're calling.
So they're all in the phone book.
I know why you're calling. You want to know if I called your plays? Yes, I did.
Yep.
So Pat McCaskey was wonderful in terms of proofreading our book.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of our phone call with Pat McCaskey, I said, you read the part there where we designed the defense against the shotgun. You read the part where we told Larry Rickstraw what to do, and the Bears scored 5 touchdowns. So if you're looking for someone to replace Ryan Pace and Nagy, you know our number.
Wow. You got to get somebody, Peter. I got to tell you that.
Did you guys ever
gotten the call yet.
You guys just brought us back to when University of Chicago played meaningful D1 college football.
Man, that is
Alonzo Stagg.
College football.
Yes, Alonzo Stagg.
So, by the way,
named after him. Yes.
So we were well aware of all the Bears history. Sid Luckman, Bronco Nagurski, all right? Our uncle says, hey, believe it or not, the Bears played the Cicero Boosters for an exhibition game. And
the Cicero Boosters?
They were like a group of semi-pro football players from Cicero. And you look it up, they actually played the Bears in an exhibition game. Probably because George Halas had invested quite a bit of investment in and around Cicero, and he met his wife who worked at Western Electric.
So back then, a semi-pro team could play a pro team.
Yeah. So probably George Hallis did them a favor. Be my guess.
I'm about to say he did him a favor, or he used his connections, set it up.
So our uncle says, yeah, a whole bunch of us guys, Bronco Nagurski came out and we gang tackled him. All right. And momentarily hurt his shoulder. They got real afraid, that they were going to get in trouble. But we tackled Bronco Nagurski. So our first year, unfortunately, he got killed in a car accident the following training season. But Willie Gallimore would go, hey, Willie, let us tackle you. So we tackled Willie Gallimore, and we didn't hurt him like
you did,
our uncle did with Bronco Nagurski. But he was a real nice guy.
So 2 things before we let you all go. Why do you think that the game has veered so much today from when you all were clubhouse managers? Why do you think the game is so different now?
Okay. So it used to be you had a choice when you're a kid. You want to play tackle football or you want to play touch football. All right? You didn't play ram and block football. So that's one big change. Very few players actually use their hands and arms to tackle anybody any longer. All right? Okay. When we were kids and with the players.
Eddie Jackson, right.
All right?
Eddie Jackson doesn't use either.
It was a cardinal sin if you're a defensive back and the ball is up in the air that you don't know that the ball is coming your way. And you can see almost every game a ball's whistling by the defender. He's got no idea that the ball's there. All they do is turn around to catch it. And the offensive guy catches it instead. All right? So that's a big change. All right? Now, why is that? We got some theories on it. All right. Number one, most of the coaches, I don't think, are as knowledgeable about football as they used to be back in our era.
Especially not our coach.
For sure. Yeah, we say everything positive in our book, so we don't want to be too negative about anybody. All right, but
I'll do that.
Yeah, and the color commentators are ex-players,
right?
Who, again, this is just me talking, right? My philosophy. They're ex-players who want to make the game out to be much more difficult and intricate than it really is to justify how good they think they were. All right? So
I get it.
A mediocre,
I get it too. I get it.
A mediocre play can turn out to be a fantastic play. But it probably was mediocre. So, that's my opinion.
A different way to look at it. I've never thought of it that way before.
Yeah, then, they always talk about all the rules have changed so much now. The defense can't do what it used to do, blah, blah, blah. Well, when we were there, you could not touch a receiver.
Oh.
At all.
Really?
No,
there
you
was
watch
no
every
5
single play. They're pushing off. Right? They're pushing off. And we're going, it should be a hell of a lot easier now. So, I've got this theory. If I were the Bears coach now, I would get like 3 Justin Fields. People that could run, catch, throw, have them all in the backfield. So you don't know who's getting the snap. Could go boom, 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 right? You got one guy would always trail the other guy. No one looks at the ball anymore. So you have a bunch of laterals. And you just go up the field because no one's looking at the ball.
No one's looking at the ball, yeah.
So the tackling back then versus the tackling now. It was a lot more fierce, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, and it was.
But it was tackling. It wasn't
with
hitting someone with your helmet.
arms, with your hands, and with your shoulders. You know, forever you can't spear, but people knock everybody down. They lower their helmet and ram into somebody. All right, so there was legitimate tackling that was going on then. So I guess all the old timers think that their era was better. All right, but we're in that club.
I think your era was better.
The eras really aren't that dissimilar.
Yeah. All right. So I wrote a few notes here when you guys were at the rest of your show. Remember, this is a 14-game schedule.
Right.
All right. 1963, the Bears had 36 interceptions.
Woo!
It was a 14-game schedule, and passing wasn't nearly as prolific as it is now.
And you couldn't touch the receiver at all.
And you
They had 36 interceptions.
36.
23 fumble recoveries. So the defense had 59 turnovers in a 14-game season.
Wow.
Well, that averages 4.2 turnovers a game.
Yeah.
Well, we had a tremendous defensive end who, we didn't watch as close, once we got out. But, people say that Dan Hampton and Richard Dent were so terrific. I know that they were, all right? But we had a defensive end, Doug Atkins, that was
Doug Atkins.
we considered was, even when Dick Buckus was there in our years, we considered Doug Atkins the most dominant defensive player. And he'd wreak havoc on the backfield, on the quarterback. So, and
if Gabe were still here, he controlled the radio in the locker room. And he would always listen to country western music on the radio. So then he would go out to the field, and Carl and I would turn it to the rock station, WLS or WCFL, and he'd get mad every single time. Who changed the station?
I didn't do it.
So what are you guys doing now?
Living the good life.
Living the good life, retired life, I would think.
Right? For the invitation to go dance with him.
Yeah, we had
let him on the party bus, Terrence. That's
along with
hell yeah, they got
along with Tony's wife, we established a CPA firm, and we specialize in auditing and not-for-profits.
Oh, okay.
Right? So, can I say what I'm telling you about they were talking about Phillips and that, Tony?
I guess.
So,
Let
it's in the book, so when I started out at Price Waterhouse, and one of my jobs was doing the Chicago Cubs audit.
Oh,
and that time they were owned by P.K. Wrigley.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right? And one thing led to another, and the business people, and the offices were at Wrigley Field. The business people says, you want to come work for the Cubs? Leave Price Waterhouse? I says, I'll come for 2 jobs.
Here's this one.
This, what's that? I said, field manager or general manager?
Damn. I like where you going with that.
All right. So I kept lost on the word, but the next era, that's exactly Theo Epstein.
Yep.
A Yale graduate that happened to know about baseball. Well, Tony and I were Yale graduates, and we knew, I think, more about baseball. All right. Now, thinking about reflecting on Ted Phillips.
Oh.
He was an accountant. I think he was with Ernst & Young, and they did the audit of the Bears. And at some point in time, they says, you want to come work in the business department of the Bears? And he said, yes. All right. You've been much better off if at one time they asked Tony and I, What do you
Absolutely.
It sounds like it.
All right.
It
He's
sounds
better
like
off right now.
You know, it's all everything is like
Avoid it.
hindsight. You know, it's easy to say, all right, but you know, how can you justify accepting a subgrade, capacity home field? You know, the only field that seats under 60,000, which
smallest field of all.
the field has to be, everybody, any new field has to have over 60,000. I know that. I don't know the exact number, but the Bears do not.
Nope.
All
That's
right?
why we can't host a Super Bowl.
Okay, and then I know again, you know, we don't follow it that close anymore, but it's sort of like habit. You learn, you know, you pick stuff up through osmosis. But how do you expect? The money they threw away at Mike McGlennon, Nick Foles.
Yeah, it's like I was telling earlier. Yeah, just
the current guy Dalton.
Looks like that's going to be a waste of money too.
I think it was Bear that said
better,
you know, the percentage. You know, they're not cheap. They just throw the money in the wrong places.
No, the Bears have always been considered cheap when it comes to quarterback.
Yeah.
But if you really look at their history, they've spent money.
Yeah, they just spend it incorrectly.
Just incorrectly.
Right.
So they're, you know, I was reading that they're at the bottom of the percentage of money that's spent on the offensive line relative to the whole.
Relative to today's
You know, to the whole,
earlier before you guys came in. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it sort of explains things. Right?
You get what you pay for. Yeah, so you get what you pay for. Yeah.
Hey, look here.
Yeah.
So you got to remember when we were working, you were making like $23,000 a year.
Yeah.
That's the other bygone era part.
Fair.
So you're making $23,000. You want to do well.
You want to do well. You want to get
if
paid.
You're making $12 million and you stink. Well, hell, you've already made a lifetime worth of earnings for most people. You know, 90% of the population. You know,
easy.
What do you care if you stink?
Can you guys do me a favor and hold that book up again?
I got you.
Oh, you got it. All right.
Okay. So that is the name of the book. You all can go buy it.
The Twins: A Journey of a Lifetime. So we also had, you know, this is a Bear show, but you know, we also got a lot of stories of the Blackhawks lived in South Berwyn. You know, we found that out. Same thing by the local paper. Walked over there, became friends.
Stalkers.
Well, you know, it wasn't stalkers. I don't know how to say it. But people. Once we were in,
if you read in the back of the book.
Yeah, we were always invited back.
If you read in the back of the book, you know,
Tony, tell him. Read the back of the book. Yep.
Chico Mackey's wife talks about us, and Marilyn Bishop talks about us. They welcomed us.
Yeah, I saw all that. I saw all that.
We were part of their family, sort of.
Yeah,
we
I
weren't
read
stalking
that.
them. We just happened to go there and engage them, and they enjoyed it. So
I read it. Yep.
And now it's history.
Did. Yep.
So it's a definitely bygone era.
Yeah, definitely.
We gonna relish it.
Yeah.
Because the stalker is from this era right now. We would say stalkers.
Yeah.
But back then, no, y'all weren't stalkers.
Well, the name was in the phone book and with the address. So I may as well go. You know, so a lot of people.
Like they were a little more personable back then. I would
right.
Yeah, they also had other jobs in the off season.
Yeah. They didn't make a lot of money. They had,
by example,
they were hanging drywall in the off season, right?
So Chico Mackey was he was a pretty well known right wing for the Blackhawks.
Uh-huh.
I still think he's the top 15 in games played in Blackhawk history. He lived in an upstairs attic in Berwyn, paid $100 a month rent.
Oh wow!
Wow.
You know, so it was
that's bananas.
You know, you go down and ring the doorbell, and you know he'd come down the back stairs, and then we'd go sit at his kitchen table and shoot the breeze.
Damn.
That's
wow.
crazy.
And the best part, Chico Mackey, maybe 3 or 4 times a year, he'd call us up and he said, "I've got tickets for tonight. If you guys can go, ask your mom." So we asked our mom, "Can we go to the game?" Yeah. Chico Mackey would pick us up at our house in his car.
Oh, that's
and drive to the game. And then after the game, we'd wait for him to shower and sign autographs, and then he'd drive us home.
That's
wow.
what's up.
That'd be
Hey,
wild.
that's awesome, guys.
Wow, that is great. That is great.
Hey, that's true Chicago love right there.
And
It is.
we were we
By the way, they all drove. They didn't drive down the Eisenhower. They all drove Ogden Avenue.
Ogden straight down. Yep.
we would go, "Why did you use Eisenhower?" Because that's what we always did. We grew up around Central and Cermak.
Oh, you knew he was cruising. He wasn't no rush.
Yeah, he was taking his sweet time.
So anyway, we had lots of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And
It sounds like it. It sounds like it.
We had
Well,
fun
you know what?
We had fun too.
This has definitely been an honor to talk to
Thank
you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
And to hear these stories. Wow.
We got tons more.
Phenomenal.
I would
And
absolutely watch a game with you guys.
Yeah,
I would.
I would. And Tony, I'm gonna get you on that party bus, Tony. I'm gonna get you on that party bus. I promise.
At Obama's second inauguration, I went to his inauguration, and my goal was to set the world record for the most people doing the hustle.
You were doing the hustle, Tony?
And I could only get like 3 or 4 people to do it.
Damn.
We'll do the hustle with you, Tony.
Wow.
I'll do that in a minute. Red hot minute.
Yeah, man. That's awesome, Tony. Tony and Carl, it was a pleasure, man. I'm glad you all came.
Fellas,
Make sure everybody
thank you so much. I can't wait to pick your brain again.
All right.
Hey, B, can we give him a round of applause again, man?
Thank you, guys. You guys are great.
Awesome, guys.
All right.
We're going to have you back on the show.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to ask you back.
Hell yeah.
Tomorrow
Okay.
at 9 o'clock.
Probably maybe in December.
Yeah, beautiful.
December sometime.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have you all back, man.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, very
and
much.
we can hear some more of these stories. Appreciate you guys. Take care.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for all
guys.
you do. All right.
All right.
See ya. Bear down. There we go.
Man.
There we go.
Was that not like
That was wild.
a piece of history?
That was
Great
wild.
guys,
Their
man.
memories
That
are
was
just
fun.
amazing too. Just how they can list off every stat, every name. They're like
Nuts.
JB, but in their era. Like
No,
they,
yeah. Yeah.
Right.
The very older, wider JB. That's
right,
what it is.
exactly.
That's what it is.
And
I love those stories. As you can see right behind me, I'm a
I
big
see the
historian
history.
on
I
that.
see the nostalgia. Yes.
I'm all about that. I was picking their brains before the show even started. They were telling me some other stories that I was amazed with about how they were on Wrigley Field. Just tons of different stories. Those guys lived the dream. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
And they
also
started.
know Mark Grace.
Yeah.
Wait.
They had a lot of my bucket list stuff.
They
Mark Dawn.
started at 11 years old.
Yeah.
And
Kids.
made a lifetime
Writing
Kids.
letters.
out of it.
Yeah.
Like that in itself, that just shows perseverance. That shows dedication. That shows love.
Yeah.
Hey,
And it really was an era where people did it for the love of the game, right?
Yes.
Because
Absolutely.
The
absolutely.
players weren't paid, it going back into what would that be? The early 40s. My grandfather, the St. Louis Cardinals tried to get him to play for them, Major League Baseball. But like my grandma was like, get a job, you can't just go, playing this game, for forever. So
Hey, look, 6,000 here, 12,000 here. Take the 12,000 building cars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how back then it was really for the love of the game. They had other jobs. They had the cheapest rent, and it's just morphed into something I mean, they were there before this, before the first Super Bowl. Like that is just
absolutely.
That's wild to think about.
So, Cher Bear, you said something interesting for the love of the game. So, let's get back on Eddie Jackson again.
Wait. Hold on. Right before we do that, everybody, Chicago Sky won tonight against Connecticut. Well done, ladies. Candace Parker leading the way with 22 points, 39 minutes. Let's go.
Nice.
That's dope.
The Candace Parker, I'm better than all you think tour is still going. Get it.
Yes.
Girl.
Thank you, Shawnee, for all the updates about the Sky.
Yes.
We got something to watch this winners right here with Chicago. Thank you.
I was gonna congratulate them for making it to the next round in the playoffs in my shout out. I forgot there was even a game today. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
So getting back on Eddie Johnson.
Now we
Eddie
can get
Jackson.
Are you still on this man?
Yeah, I'm still on it. I'm still on it. For the love of the game. So did he lose the love of the game after he got paid?
Hang on.
Hey, look.
A few moments later.
That's from SpongeBob, just so you know. Some of us know those shows, so SpongeBob is a favorite. So anyway, JB, please elaborate.
Okay, so here's my take on this. Do I feel that Eddie Jackson has lost his love because he got paid? No, I don't. What I feel is that Eddie Jackson changed his number, and Eddie Jackson is trying to be a superstar version of Eddie Jackson instead of the Eddie Jackson that we know that just makes plays.
So he's trying to do too much.
He's trying to do too much.
Okay.
That's what I see. Because when you saw – hold on, don't give me that look, Terrence. Because when you saw Eddie Jackson that had like 6 interceptions, 2 return for touchdowns, ball hawking and everything, we were just like, oh, my God, I can't believe that this 4th-round pick Alabama – guy fell to us. Like, we were in so high praise of him, right? So he had a down year. Now he's a work in progress.
Get him off the screen. Get him off the damn screen.
He can't hold it. He can't hold it.
And that's fine if you can't hold it, but here's the thing.
You're actually turning red.
Week 1, we saw bad Eddie. Week 2, we saw good Eddie. Week 3, we saw bad Eddie again. So is this the ebbs and flows of the Eddie Jackson right now? I hope not. But it's only week 3. We got to ride the wave right now.
He is about to literally explode.
He can explode all he wants. He the one bought the damn cereal. I didn't tell him to buy the cereal.
You want to go on this one?
I don't even think I have to. Look at his face.
I want to see his vein pop while you're talking. So you go ahead and say what you got to say about it, Sherry, because I want to see that vein in his head pop.
Oh, man. I mean, I feel like we've seen, like this season, like we've seen, like JB said, the glimmers of the greatness, and then we've seen him tackle a sideline referee. It's literally been everything in between. So
oh man.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's lost the love of the game. He might be trying to do too much, or he just might not be as good anymore. I mean, it happens, you get a little older, your hamstrings start to like
Sherry. Older? How old is Eddie Jackson? Like
he's 28.
27. Oh, 28?
He's either 27 or 28.
I said he's getting a little
in his
older.
4th year?
Hey, everyone ages at their own pace. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to get.
I was gonna say 4th year. So
maybe his 6th actually, because I think he's in his 2nd year of his new contract.
Okay.
Even still, we're talking about somebody that's sub 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. I mean,
Terrence,
I just wanted to keep talking because I like to watch Terrence look like he's really just about
I was gonna go, but Terrence,
he kind of look like he got to pee right now.
I think he needs. I was gonna say he needs to poop, but yeah.
Go ahead, AB.
You want me to go?
I did that already. I did that already.
I was gonna save this for Matt Nagy. I was. But the fact that we have this conversation, I got a saying that my daddy always said to me, and I'm wearing it right here. Who
fucking cares?
Who cares? That's the way I feel that Eddie Jackson feels now. All he cares about is himself. He doesn't care about anything else. The reason I see the problem with it, I kind of agree with you two, but Eddie Jackson shoots the gap.
He does.
Goes to the home run constantly.
Correct.
You saw it on the Kareem Hunt play where he just got moved aside because he went straight. You could see what he was doing. He was going straight for the ball, straight for that hit, and Kareem saw that coming and said, "Get out of my way, little man. I'm going in." Period. Eddie Jackson is a splash guy. He's forgotten who he was and how he got here. And, Sherry, I do agree with you that I think Eddie Jackson without a solid pass rush has been a little bit exposed for who he really is. I don't think Eddie Jackson is what we thought he was with the 2017-2018 Chicago Bears that had a good pass rush and gave him the ability to ball hawk, also having Adrian Amos on the other side of him covering the run better. That kind of stuff I see now. He doesn't have those guys. He doesn't have those toys that he had having his back.
He's
and
on
he's
an
getting
island
exposed.
now more, and it's not working.
It's not. And even in the preseason, I played a video on here of him speaking to one of the guys on the defense saying, anybody can tackle. You got to go make those plays.
Do you still have that?
The second I'll have to go find it again. The second I found that, the second I heard that, I said, Eddie Jackson is going to be this dude forever. He was this guy last year. I don't think that number change even did it, JB.
I think that was for show.
I think when he got that is when he decided he was big time and he changed his ways.
So let's tackle what Sherry just said real quick. Let's be real transparent about what's going on, right?
And Diob's right. He did.
He did bitch him. We all remember that because we were like, how did this guy drop in the fourth round? Yeah. We know that. But if we're really gonna critique just this past Sunday, that front seven played phenomenally without Eddie Goldman, with Khalil Mack going into the locker room, getting hurt, and coming back later on.
Yeah,
Mario Edwards, a name that people don't really remember.
Phenomenal is an overstatement. That's an overstatement.
What's an overstatement?
They played really well.
They played good.
They played
good. They played phenomenal.
Well. All right,
they had 6 sacks. They had 6 sacks.
Look at this, though. Look at this. They had 78 plays on offense, man. 203 passing yards.
You're going to give up something
made
if
Baker
you have 78.
Mayfield uncomfortable.
There you go.
He had open throws that he messed up, Terrence.
But you can't say that front seven played phenomenal because they got ran over.
They got ran over.
So you can't say they played phenomenal. They played good.
Few big run plays.
They played good. They had
Baker
sacks.
Mayfield to one passing touchdown. Was it one rushing touchdown and four field goals?
Why are we talking like Baker Mayfield is like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL?
He's not.
Why are we acting like that?
But I'm saying anytime you hold an offense to that
Baker
much.
Mayfield came into this game with an 82% completion percentage, which led the NFL.
Yes.
Okay. They came
into this game.
They came in with the number 2 rushing attack.
And we have played 3 games.
I don't care. What was the halftime? What was the halftime score, Terrence? What was the halftime?
What was like 20? Was it 21 to?
Not even close.
10-3.
It was 10-3.
Okay, 10-3.
He scored a touchdown right at the end.
Right at
So what are we saying?
So for a whole half of football, with an inept offense, we held them to 10 points. Don't tell me that defense.
We were losing though. What? I mean, I
offense
don't
couldn't
get it.
do anything. The offense couldn't
Don't
buy a
tell
yard.
me that
It was like
defense didn't come to
-1, -1, punt, punt,
Three and
punt,
out,
punt,
three and out,
three and out. And not even just 3 and out. Like they went backwards on half of those.
Because I'm gonna tell you the first 3 series, Cleveland threatened the red zone and we pushed them back.
Got some big ass sacks. Yeah.
We did. Yes. So I said that the front 7 played good. You know, like Diab said, 4 sacks, Mack and Quinn. That was great. But they still got their ass ran on.
9 QB hurries. It was something like they were almost equal.
JB, I don't care about any of that, man. I don't care about none of that shit.
But you have
they
to
got their ass ran on and lost the game by 20 points.
Look at me. You have to care because the defense can only do so much. If the offense actually takes some of those drives and scores, guess what? The defense isn't giving up those points. They're not. You have to take that into consideration. You can't have a 40 to 20 time of possession disparage and then only have 2 scoring drives to show for it.
78 plays, man. That's a lot.
You know that's a lot of plays, man.
You know that literally
78 means they were stopping them and
5
forcing
minutes
them to
more.
run extra plays.
Yeah, 5 minutes more, and that would have been 3 quarters worth.
3 quarters worth.
5 minutes away from that, dude. That's a lot.
That defense played out of its mind and looked at Nagy like this.
I just can't agree with that. I just can't agree.
You can't agree, but the numbers suggest otherwise. See, you stuck on 26-6, which is not the tale of the real game. It's really not.
What's the tale of the real game? The tale of the real game is the play calling was horrible.
The tale of the game is
we're telling you.
Yeah.
How many times?
The offense.
It's inept offense.
So we're just
equal
placing
number
the blame.
of negative sack yards with throwing yards. That's
look
the
here.
tale of the game.
So we're placing the blame on Nagy in the offense.
Yes.
Defense don't have nothing to do with it.
The defense played well enough to win that game.
They were
The
in
defense
the game
played
until they
extremely well.
They fourth quarter playing 40 minutes. Goddamn it, I'm tired.
Who else?
Plus, you're frustrated as shit when your offense isn't doing anything.
They had 10 rushing attempts with their best player, Montgomery. Their best offensive player had 10 carries for 36 yards.
No push from the line.
Nagy. That's
No
the
push.
offense's problem.
So then we're saying after the second half, the defense was winded, and they
still did good midway through the third quarter. They still were playing top notch.
You're going to get dejected when your team goes down to the 5-yard line and decides, nah, we'll just take this little field goal right here. That
and 2.
gets in of a defense's head. They've done all this shit, and your team is giving you 2 fucking field goals.
I wish we had an ex-player on here right now who could explain that, because I swear,
Right,
if we
where's
had a
Rashid
defensive
when we
guy,
need him?
they'd be like, they're probably not going to openly admit it, but if it was us in the back just talking, they'd be like, yeah, I got fucking tired. Like,
how do you not expect him to? Remember, prior to the third quarter, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt hadn't did shit. They held that rushing attack at bay.
I wouldn't say Chubb did. I'd say that Kareem Hunt was getting a lot of screen plays.
No. I'm talking about in the first half. Just the first half of football.
Okay.
Because that touchdown to Hooper, if you really watch it, they got caught in the 4-4-3 where they rushed everybody up the middle. Nobody got back. Eddie got caught in a over. He got caught in the
Roquan should have stuck with him.
Roquan should have bailed.
Roquan should have. Well, he started off on him and then came up because Eddie was supposed to be there. I don't know if that's Eddie being out of position or not getting back in time, but Roquan just should have stuck with it because Roquan probably could have made a play on that.
But what it looked like to me, AB, was when he did the little jab inside and Roquan bit, Eddie came up to make the hit like it was going to be a throw.
Yeah.
Stefanski made a great call.
He did.
Baker made a great throw. Hooper made a great catch.
They did. And he put that ball in a good spot for him, too. Yeah, absolutely.
It was him or nobody.
Yes.
We have to give credit to that.
Yes.
But that defense played phenomenally. And let's not forget, prior to that, if I'm not mistaken, there was like a really questionable holding call earlier in that drive, which shouldn't have been called. Because when you look at it, it was like, that's what holding is now?
There's a lot of that in the league, though, now.
So,
I mean,
but I'm saying, let's take that into consideration, too, when the Bears had them in a punting situation. So the Bears defense played well enough to win this game.
I would have given them.
You said phenomenal.
Yeah, I would have given them a
They
B.
played really well.
I would have given them a B.
Phenomenal.
I give them a B plus, A minus.
Phenomenal.
The only reason I don't
You
give
said
them
The
phenomenal.
only thing that they didn't do is they didn't have picks or fumble recoveries.
There was
to
no
score.
turnovers. There was
no turnovers, but there was a lot of
That's
turnovers on downs. There was a lot of
Yes,
punts.
yes, which is
There was 2
which
turnovers
is
on fourth
extremely
downs,
important.
literally.
Remember, they took them 2 back-to-back fourth down turnovers
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
multiple
fair.
punts.
That's fair.
I'll take
That's
that
fair.
on my defense. I'll take that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh
And
yeah, I
what
have
are we talking
zero
about,
complaints with the defense.
And
Not,
guys,
I mean,
especially
What are we
like
talking about? And
that
it's
Browns
not
team
the only
had put up,
turnover. A
like-
fumble recovery is not the only turnover.
no.
no, right, exactly.
That Browns team had put up what I think 31 or 33 against Kansas City and then 31 the week after.
Yes.
And the fact that your offense was that anemic and they still held them that long
4 field
tells
goals.
me something. Yeah.
And it was a late 26 at that, AB.
It was.
Remember, we have to keep
It was a
And
wore
there
out
was that
fourth
really
quarter.
long. There was a 150 plus yard field goal, at least one, right?
There was
I
two
think there-
52-yard
There were
field goals.
250, right? Yeah,
52
correct.
yards.
And
that
then
means that you
the
did
Rams
that well.
took advantage of tired men. Took advantage of tired men.
Ready. Hey, Terrence, take a drink first before you get this out because I can see it all over you, man.
Hey, Terrence gonna owe me a drink
Run it
because
out.
he's talking crazy.
I ain't gonna say nothing, but I will say I just really disagree with the defense play phenomenal. I totally disagree with
What
that.
grade do you give the defense?
Can I split the defense up?
No.
No.
Overall.
No,
whole.
I just gotta say as a whole.
You have to say as a whole.
Okay.
That's how they play.
As a whole, I'm giving them a C. But
Okay.
I'm gonna give the secondary a D.
So
Secondary
So
was
you're giving the
horrible.
front seven a B?
who held?
I'll give the front seven a B minus.
You said a C.
They held.
Well, that's
No,
an
I
average.
said as a whole a C. But we're talking about the front seven. I'll give them a B minus.
And you
The
said
secondary, I'll give them a D.
but they held Baker to
Because the
203
help,
passing.
the safety
And
help.
only just over 60% completion percentage.
with a guy who's been over 80 all
That's
year.
the front seven. That's because of
No,
the front seven.
Jalen Johnson played very well.
Jalen Johnson.
I'm not talking about Jalen Johnson. I'm
He's
talking
part of
about
the secondary.
I'm talking about Duke Shelley, Gibson, and Eddie Jackson.
He's part
Terrible.
of the secondary.
Terrible.
Gibson didn't even play, first of all.
Right, Gibson didn't
Terrible.
play.
Not
Vildor
Gibson.
didn't
Not
play
Gibson.
bad.
Deion Bush. I'm sorry, Deion Bush.
Deion
Deion
Bush
Bush.
made the tackle on the one-on-one tackle on fourth down.
Okay, that's one play. That's one play. We're talking about a
That's
whole
a
game.
crucial play.
If
That's
you're not consistent in the whole game, I'm not going to pat you on the back.
Hey, Terrence,
I'm not.
look here, man. When you turn that prolific of an offense, that accurate, that efficient of an offense, when you turn them over multiple times and 2 back-to-back drives on fourth down in scoring positions, you better stand up and give that defense some goddamn credit.
Okay. All right. Again,
All right,
we're
Terrence.
talking about the front seven versus the secondary.
The secondary did that as well.
They did have some flop plays here and there. They did.
They
But
did.
as a whole,
They
they held them to 203 passing yards. Okay, so Terrence, what if you're at work, right? You're at work, and you're over there just busting chops, getting everything you need done, right? And the only thing holding you back is another guy who's just in the bathroom hanging out and not doing his job, but you've been doing your job all day. Would you be mad about that after 6 hours of work?
Yes.
Would you get tired of doing the same damn thing when this other guy's just getting by with the bare minimum?
Absolutely. But what
the defense compared to the offense?
Do I have to say anything else to that?
No. I'm saying, what's the point, though? The secondary was not doing their job.
No, that is the point. The defense was doing their job. The offense was not.
The front seven was doing their job.
Terrence,
the whole defense as a whole was doing their job.
I'm not. After seeing Eddie Jackson ragdoll like that, Kendall Vildor being victimized, I just can't.
It did happen, but it was.
I can't agree with that.
Passing. That's less than the league average.
It was towards the end. It was 10-3 at the half.
Like a lot of those pass yards.
With the Bears,
the game is not 2 quarters though. If the game was 2 quarters, okay, they played a good game. They played a good game.
I can't.
But it's not 2 quarters. It's 4.
I just can't.
4 quarters.
I can't agree with you on that because
that's all right. That's all right. I always have the unpopular opinion. It's okay.
The Cleveland Browns offense, a lot of those pass yards were screenplays to Kareem Hunt where he was just running up the field.
Yes.
It wasn't even downfield throwing. It was yak. It was all yak, man. Like, they actually didn't play that bad. Jalen Johnson, oh, my God. He's a superstar. That dude's going to be a king.
Hey, B, what do we have? 5 sacks and like 6 QB hurries?
Yeah. Five sacks, I know for sure. I don't know how many hurries I'd have to look at.
And that's not including QB hits. Like, they did their job.
They did.
They
did what needed to be done to win the game. And then in the fourth quarter, after 70 damn plays had been run with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb pounding the hell away at him for 3 quarters, they got tired. Yeah. They had 40 minutes of freaking defense. That's ridiculous.
Boo, motherfucking boo.
He's not going to.
No, I'm not.
Move on, please.
Yes, he might as well.
Who cares? Right? That's what Eddie Jackson says.
So the question is, can we even win this Detroit game? Damn. Crickets.
Okay.
I guess I'll go first since everybody's so eager to talk. I think we can because A, it is a home game, and B, I don't know if the Lions can finish a game. I haven't seen it yet. Now, I'm not saying that they can't. I'm saying that I haven't seen it. Their pass rush, average, I would say.
They play hard. They try hard.
They do. But I think that might be part of their problem is that they go so hard. They just kind of lose it in the third or fourth quarter, and they don't have that juice to finish. And that's when teams really capitalize on them, just like the Packer game, you know.
Let's be real clear about the Lions, right? Defense is not their calling card this year. It's really, can Jared Goff do anything to make them team win? That's really what they're doing.
We said the Ravens had a pretty good offense, though. And they held them pretty good. They held them at 21, 23?
No, it was 19-17.
Yeah, they held them under 20 points. That's pretty damn good.
But let's remember 2 major factors like Gabe, who was on earlier, alluded to. 1, playing down to your competition like, we just go blah, blah, blah. Yeah. That's 1. And 2, Lamar Jackson threw a late fourth quarter interception that ended up getting them points at the end. So that score is very skewed if he doesn't throw that interception.
Yeah.
We have to keep that in context.
Well, delay of game came through, then
That's
the
what
Lions
I was going to say.
Well, if the delay of
that
game
ref
comes through,
really
clearly they lose.
then they wouldn't even have won the damn game to begin
Right.
with.
But what we have to look at right now, two big glaring things with the Lions, and Sherry, you should know this. Both of your starting corners are hurt.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Both
Yeah.
of them.
So I better see Darnell Mooney and Allen Robinson.
I better see them and Marquise Goodwin.
And Goodwin. And Demarius Bird, maybe? Can we get a Bird sighting?
I don't think we're going to see
the
it next
Birdman.
But
Where is
I would
he
like to see
at?
Birdman.
Where's the Birdman when I need him? Like, I haven't seen that dude all year.
Here's my thing and my take on that. Are the Lions ready for the picking? Yes. Is that an easy win? Hell no.
No, it ain't. Not
Hell
anymore.
no.
Because Dan Campbell, for now,
They play
thinking that.
hard.
Like, he's got them in the right mindset. He's got them thinking crazy, which can really, really benefit them.
Yes.
In his first season. You know, like another season or so now, whenever he's still talking like that might change the whole narrative. But right now, absolutely. And we have our Arlington Raceway question of the week. Well, do we keep going on this, or should we just, you know what? Just because she hooked us up with the sky, we can all have a comment about that, right? A quick one. Is JB froze? I think JB.
No, I'm here.
Oh,
No,
okay.
JB's thinking.
You were super still.
He was like,
he's stoic.
JB's
just stoic.
So Arlington, yes, absolutely. It's going to happen. Mayor Lightfoot a few months ago was like, oh, the Bears need to learn how to beat the Packers. Now she's ready to sit down with them and have conversations. What they don't want to have with her. From what I've heard from a couple people is that she's tried to reach out and they don't want anything to do with it, because whenever they were trying to get her, she was just giving them the cold shoulder. So now they're returning the favor, and there is far too much money for them to give up. Far too much. I mean,
I think
gambling,
it's bad for the team to go to Arlington.
a whole casino, an indoor stadium, year-long events. You can have NCAA tournaments. You could have Super Bowls. You could have concerts all year long. There's a casino you can attach to the building and make money off of it. There is far too much for that. I don't care if they got to pay $6.6 million a year for the next, until 2030 or whatever.
Mm.
It is a foregone conclusion that they are leaving. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
They are the
Which is a damn
largest.
shame. It is a damn
is.
shame
It's
for a team to leave the middle of a city, the heart of a city, an iconic stadium on the lake, and you're going to the fucking suburbs?
66,000 people. It's the least capacity stadium in the league, in the third
They-
largest market. It's a
They
joke.
need to.
It's a joke.
They need to.
Absolutely do. 100%. There is far too much reason for them not to.
I hate to say it, but to hell with Chicago.
No, but here's the biggest thing. People complained years ago when they made that damn spaceship on top of the
I
and
was one of them.
condensing the field. We said, no, you need to expand.
Well, there's a thing about that. So I read an article with some of the contractors and the building designers. They told them there's nothing more they can do. They literally said there's nothing else we can do with this. This is it. Like, you can't get bigger, you can't get more. The way that it's structured up, you can't add any more seating with that small of a venue. You'd have to extend the venue to get more seating.
Mm-hmm.
So it's physically impossible for them to do this. That's why they're leaving. It's gonna happen. Third largest market. I'll say it again. Smallest capacity and third largest market in America. That's a joke.
Makes no
Mom
sense.
and pop shop. That's what it is.
But you're going to the suburbs. It is not. That
It
is.
is, but
That's the
if you
opposite
look-
of what you should be doing.
Yeah, but look at teams like Dallas doesn't play in Dallas.
In Dallas, right.
Miami doesn't play in Miami. New York teams don't play in New York. You know,
in Jersey.
there's a lot of it that
Play in
happens.
Jersey, the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
It's probably too expensive to play in the inner city.
Well, it's that
They don't have the space.
you can buy more land in
Yeah,
other
they
places.
got the space. It's
like-
just too expensive to
Look
get
at
it.
what just happened in LA. Like they just built that beautiful stadium in LA. Las Vegas, they built that beautiful stadium because there's all that land out there still available. You know, it's a no-brainer for me. It is. It's a no-brainer. Get out, go get your money. You know, a sponsorship alone can probably pay that $6.6 million a year. Easy. They're gonna get like $20 million deals for sponsors. From what I heard, the points bet, that's who they go through now for their betting. And I've heard that PointsBet is actually going to go with them in on the stadium and give them a revenue share of that. And it's going to be the PointsBet stadium, supposedly. That's one of the rumors I've heard. At least.
PointsBet at Chicago
PointsBet Stadium. Yeah. The Chicago Bears PointsBet Stadium. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true. It's just a rumor. Because they had that early deal and now they're back to this, and Lightfoot got wind of it, and she's out there trying to make peace because she doesn't want to lose that revenue.
Well, first of all, she opened her mouth prematurely.
She opens her mouth a lot.
Second of all,
that's all I
that
got.
stadium is really owned by the Chicago Park District.
Yeah, yeah.
That in itself tends to be a problem.
It does. It does. It's sad. It is because, you know, I said this, like, I used to be that historian, you know, always happy with the team, always have their back. And I've lost that over my years. And that stadium to me, it's just a joke. If you go there, like, it's a joke. The field sucks.
Was that 2000, Alan? 2000, 2001?
Yeah. It
was
Jerron,
right?
Yeah. It was when they had Jim Miller quarterbacking, if I remember right. I was I was a freshman, sophomore in high school.
So we knew then that this wasn't going to work.
And then as soon as that stuff started going up, I made it an important thing to go there and look at it to see how it was looking. And I'm like, what in the hell is this?
I remember a request for it to be a dome.
Yeah. That's what everybody wanted. But you had the faithful that wanted it. Oh, it's got to be outdoors. It's got to be
it's got to be grass.
Football.
All right. Enough about that.
Yeah.
What about this game on Sunday? Let's do some predictions. Let's go around the horn.
Oh.
Let's start with you, Sarah Bear.
So doesn't she have a bet for Terrence?
I have
for
a
me.
bet. Well,
Wasn't that for you?
To do the bet.
That wasn't for me.
I'm not wearing that fucking jersey, so don't even.
Hey,
I'll never wear that. I already had to wear a Packer jersey. When
I don't think you can wear a ladies small, but good luck. All right.
Yeah, my fat ass would never fit in that.
Oh shit!
Wait. First of all, are any of y'all taking a bet with me?
What's the
I'm
bet?
definitely not.
JP knows better.
I know better.
All right. So if the Lions win, next show after the guest, you have to wear a Lions shirt that I will order for you on Amazon, and you have to have a profile picture for 24 hours.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that.
The flip side is you would have me wearing Bear stuff and doing it back.
How about I buy you some Moors?
JB's like, how about I just buy you beer instead? I mean, I run a Bears group, and if I did that, my group might revolt against me and kick me out. I don't know if I could do that. I don't want everyone hating me. I think Terrence is the perfect guy for this bet.
How the fuck did I get in this?
We love including you in these things.
And you're the one that's not speaking up. So
a couple of years ago,
that's what I thought too, JB.
A couple of years ago, I took a bet with a Green Bay fan.
Strike one.
Same thing. Yeah, I know. I know.
When I was a kid.
But being the optimist that I was trying to be, I took the bet. I ended up wearing the Charles Woodson jersey. and make it in my profile picture.
To wear a Favre one
for a week.
Ooh, I only said 24 hours.
A week.
That's brutal.
I will never do shit like that again. So I'm not taking that bet. Even though I'm optimistic about the Bears winning this game, but there's still part of me that says they could lose. So nah. Sorry, Share Bear. I ain't taking that bet.
I'll stand by my bet. I'll bet you a 4-pack of Moors.
I got you, JB. We'll do 4-pack of Moors.
Virtual shake.
Virtual shake.
So,
I'm debating.
Score predictions.
Hold on. AB didn't put up.
Yeah.
See? Oh, 30 days. 30.
Look, and he's got a, and we know Vernon is with us. And Vernon has a Cleveland Browns profile. Like, this is killing Vernon right now. It's killing him.
Diab wants to bet me. Diab, what do you want to bet me?
Diab?
Yeah.
Yeah, Diab wants to bet me.
Well, hey, what? Okay, like, that's bro. What are we talking? Like, Sherry might have more Moors than all of us.
I'm always open for bets. Y'all know I always am. All right,
I
JB
usually
and I
am too, but man, it's Matt
Hey,
Nagy.
Where is Keith?
You can substitute.
I know. I was
terms,
just.
JB.
Where is Keith?
I gotta message him real quick.
Keith has the great
AB,
bet.
You can
Where's
offer a
Keith and
different
where's
bet.
Bullets? I need some help.
They
I need my
been with us
guys.
today.
I need my guys.
Yeah, where the fuck Bullets been at?
I need my guys, man. Like, real talk. Chris Edgerton, where you at? I need you, bro.
Yeah, I didn't see Kristen today.
I ain't seen Curtis in a minute. Curtis Clay.
I have my girl Shawnee in here.
I'm
Hey.
starting to think people don't like us anymore. I don't know. What's
Shiny, hey Shiny. What's up, Shiny?
Crew's not around anymore. It's a whole new crew.
We got to reach back into the handles for some of our old
Mom's he only made one comment today. I haven't seen him blowing this chat up.
Well, in the interest of time, I will be open to all bets from everyone through game time on Sunday. So if anyone wants to message me and make some other side bets, I don't make big bets. I'm not betting $100. I'm not betting this and that.
Damn it!
But
She got it though. She got it.
But you know, look, it's the Lions, okay? Y'all saw the meme. When I die, I want the Detroit Lions to be my pallbearer so they can let me down one last time.
I just don't even know. I don't know who the quarterback is. I don't know if Matt Nagy's going to be able to call plays. Like,
hey, I'm just saying. Hey, wait for some more press conferences and shoot out a bet. I'm open to all terms. I'm always open to negotiation. Mom's here, yes.
Mom's
JB
here.
and I got a Moore's 4-pack.
Here's my only caveat, Sherry.
Yes.
If Nick Foles is our starting quarterback with Bill Lazor running the plays,
You're
all
taking
bets
it away.
off.
Okay, that's
All
fine.
bets on.
I'll accept that.
I'd be more comfortable with that, JB, because then they've run the ball with
maybe
Montgomery.
Maybe
You know why
maybe we'll make
why
a
I'm
Foles
saying
only
all
bet.
bets off for that is because they just basically said the inmates are running the
For a week?
I give it
For a
up.
week, Diab, you need to
Damn,
calm down.
man.
My God,
you
Diab.
ready, dog?
Oh wait, a week?
He said a week.
He said a week, whole week. Shit. Okay.
All right, I got you.
Sherry,
I got
that's
you,
a bet.
Diab. I got you.
That's
Yep,
a bet.
Diab and I have a bet. I have a Bears. I will put Bears on for a week on
Woo!
Facebook. If I lose,
I guess I don't need to do it now. Good.
And Diab, if you don't have someone that has
I was
Lions
almost
for
feeling
you,
obligated
I
to
will
make
get
the
you
bet.
something on Amazon and ship it to you directly. If
And
you
he
do have
gotta pay
someone
for
you
it.
can, no, I'll buy it for him.
So what
I'll
are
ship it to him.
That's fair.
If he doesn't have any Lions fans that can get it to him quickly. And I'll be buying the cheapest Lions or Detroit shirts, so don't worry about that.
Aren't they all though?
Ooh.
dude, you gonna be in the final
You better put
women's
that
size shirt?
Oh yeah, that one felt good.
So do we have score predictions?
Sure.
Okay, Share Bear. You
Oh,
start.
I am going. I'm not doing the score, but I'm doing spread. I am actually going to go Lions by 7.
Okay. JB, what you got?
I'm hoping 17-13 Bears.
17-13
There you
Bears.
go. So, okay.
High hopes. I'm with you though. AB, what you got?
19-17 Bears.
19. That's interesting.
It's a weird number, ain't it? Because the
Yeah,
Bears.
that's very interesting.
The Bears can't score 20 points. They
Are you
haven't done
trying to
all
make it a
season.
Ravens repeat here?
Yes.
Santos ain't making no 66 there.
19-17 Bears, because the Bears can't score 20 points unless Roquan Smith does it.
No.
They haven't all year.
Once.
They scored 20 because of Roquan Smith.
Because of Roquan Smith. Yeah. Once.
Well,
there's a lot going into it too. Like, who's calling plays, just like Diab said. Like, we don't know until tomorrow. Like, that's going to be a lot of it. The game winner. Okay. I like that.
So I'm
3 right now, by the way, just so you know the spread.
Vernon. All right, Vernon. I'm with you.
I think
minus
it's 3.
3 right now.
I'm saying 2017 Bears.
Okay.
And I'm being optimistic about it.
And we got Mom's pick of the week, 14-10 Bears.
Oh,
let's go, Mom.
Okay, all right.
I like it.
Ain't nobody gonna score too much, huh?
I don't think so. It's
all
hard.
right.
It's hard to bet on the Bears scoring anything right now. So
There's a Lions shirt right now on Amazon that says "Bite him in the kneecaps."
Oh,
that's hilarious! Bite him in the kneecaps. That's
if I was
funny.
a Lions fan, I would wear that every.
Dan Campbell special.
That's funny.
I would wear that every day.
See, I'm already browsing. Like, what should I put Diab in? Yada da da da. There's some good options here.
I can't believe Diab said a week. That's insane.
He said a week.
That's crazy.
So what do you all think? We get some shout outs and we get the hell out of
Get
here.
the hell out of here.
Yeah. Share Barrel, why don't you go ahead first?
All right, awesome. First shout outs to my cat that has been jumping back and forth the whole time and legit tried to drink the Moore's beer a few times. So I think that my cat is now endorsing. Oh, I crushed the can. Is now endorsing Moore's. He's only a year old. He's way too young to drink. Second shout out.
Yeah.
It's college football season, man.
They're looking pretty good right now.
Man, we look beautiful. I can't wait.
What are they,
I
6th?
can't wait. Yeah, but eye test wise, we're looking good, and I like it. I don't think we can beat Ohio State and Iowa on the road. I don't think we'll beat both of them.
Owen Benjamin for life.
You guys. But yeah, honestly, shout out to our guests, man. Like I said, I'm a B96 fan. I listened to Gabe many times driving on 290 or somewhere there. Dude is cooler than the other side of the pillow. As T-Nick said, he's got a smile that lights up the room. So that is one cool dude. And then the twins.
Hey.
I would love to be on a party bus with the twins.
I
man.
absolutely would.
I will make that happen.
That needs to happen.
Be coming on that one. I will drive up there for that.
But yeah, shout out to Vernon, Shani, Diab, Sandra, all of our people that will watch this later. Bachelor in Paradise is on for 3 hours tonight, so maybe people are watching that instead, which is fine. You can watch the repeat.
Why would people watch The Bachelor instead of watching us?
Because, I would be watching it right now. So.
I've never, ever watched The Bachelor or The Bachelorette.
I
will get you on it. I don't even know. Rogan. Don't worry, I'll get you guys caught up. But final shout out.
You won't.
No, you won't.
Final shout out. Okay.
Oh my God. JB, go ahead, man. Go ahead with this now. Get her out of here.
No. Just to counter what Sherry did in college, I'm going to shout out to my boys, my alma mater, who beat Nebraska. We're 4-0 with Mel Tucker. Go figure that.
Yeah, that's right.
Mel Tucker, former Chicago Bears defensive coordinator, is
He
Michigan
beat
State.
Nebraska, though. Like, Illinois beat Nebraska. That's the only team we've beaten.
Yeah. So, again, Alan,
I'm just telling you. I wouldn't get too up for that, but.
You heard what I said. We're 4-0 with Mel Tucker.
You are.
I'm going to run with that.
Can't say I blame you.
Thanksgiving weekend, JB, we play in East Lansing.
Trust me, I know, and I can't
looking
wait.
into going. So,
oh, really?
There might be a road trip situation. Just we can talk offline. I've been because Rich Gardner's wife is from that area. Her family is a fan. They usually, yeah. We'll chat.
Of course, shout out to our guest. Shout out to Moms. Shout out to SB. Shout out to Shani because I saw she chimed in a lot with the Chicago Sky updates, which was really good because, hey, we got one team that we can root for other than the White Sox.
Yep.
Let's go.
Well,
so, shout out to everybody else that ran in. I'm looking for Diab. Thank you. I can't wait to run into you probably this Sunday because we got a lot to talk about. I appreciate you with the Moors. Diab always supporting, always repping.
Yes, he is.
Always repping.
He's our number one now, I think.
Diab going to the Sox game Sunday. I thought.
Hey, respect to Diab. Love that guy.
Yeah.
I also wanted to say shout out to our Bears fans on our various outlets, be it Bears fans with a brain, be it CCP, be it wherever you guys are. We appreciate the love on the multitude of platforms that we have because we've been getting a lot of feedback, a lot of insight, and we need that. That's what this is about. This is about the Bears, and it's about us. So let's keep that going. Let's keep that going always. That's all I got.
I couldn't agree more. All right, I guess that's me. I got to piggyback off of what JB said. Thank you, first and foremost, these fans on these platforms. I mean, it's been a rough couple days, especially on the Bears page for me, trying to keep that in line with everybody just freaking out. I get it. We just got to keep a positive head and hope that this team really figures it out in the future. So shout out to you guys first for your passion and love for this team and the love that you've given us. Secondly, you guys, as always, thank you. I love being here with you guys. It's the funnest thing I do all week. Absolutely. Shout out to Gabe. Even though we were all a little kind of crazy with Gabe, we were a little different with Gabe today. I got to say the vibe didn't feel normal, but he was a gracious guest, great insight, great guy, killer smile that old Terrence just fell in love with. We all know.
Hey, I wouldn't say fall in love. I wouldn't say that.
He was just a little enamored.
But yeah, a very humble guy. Seems like an awesome guy. Can't wait to catch a game with him, hang out with him. And hopefully Corey Wooten, I'm shouting you out just because I hope you come on and I can talk to you about my favorite play in history. We can talk about that later. But
Brett Favre.
So a small quick story. I was in a bar in my town watching that game, and there was a really bad snowstorm, really bad. We had a snowball fight in the bar afterwards. That's how crazy it got. I mean, a full-blown, snowball, 20
in the bar?
We had a snowball fight. She let us have a giant snowball fight in the bar. It was insane. 30 people just throwing fucking snowballs at each other. That was a fun game.
Shout out to the bar owner that let you have a snowball fight.
We like to have fun. But anyway, shout out to the Twins. My God, that was great. That was a fantastic interview. And if you guys didn't see it, go out and get that book, The Twins, A Journey of a Lifetime, today. They didn't even tell us a quarter of those stories. They were amazing. Absolutely. And, shout out to Candace Parker and the Sky for doing it today. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for bringing me some joy. I didn't get to watch. I've been trying to make an effort to watch a little more Sky basketball because I know my last shout out, the Chicago Bulls. They're coming. They're coming, guys. And let's guy and the Bulls are giving us something that these Bears aren't. So that is it for me, Terrence. It is all on you.
All right. Bringing up the rear as always. Pause.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I remember a time when we could talk and didn't have to say pause. I'm confused.
Yeah, I remember that time too, but it's gone. It's gone. We got to say pause now. But hey, shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody that commented, everybody that did not comment, that was lurking. We still appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to the guests. Gabe, oh man. What I don't even know what to say about Gabe, man. He's a cool dude.
He is.
Check him out on the morning show on B96.
And the Odyssey app.
Huh?
Odyssey app is what you can use.
Yeah, Odyssey app if you're not using the radio in the car or whatever. But yeah, he's an awesome dude, awesome personality. He's funny. Definitely subscribe to his TikToks. His TikToks are funny as hell. I'm not gonna let that shit bother me this time. So
he's gone. So don't worry about it. He gone.
Okay.
He gone. Block.
Yeah, subscribe to his TikTok. That shit is funny as hell, man. The twins are great, man. They're like my pop's age, but they remember everything that happened back then.
They're living legends.
Yes, they are.
They're living legends.
They are living legends, man. And thanks for them to coming on. And they might have stayed up a little late past their bedtime. I don't know what their bedtime is,
I
but
always assume that just because
they're retired.
Hey, you better.
Hey, dog. Hey.
Whoever Cheryl was.
Most people I know on the other side of 70, they go to bed.
Hey.
They go to bed.
Whoever Cheryl was coming at your wig like, don't be putting me to bed.
She did.
Yeah, and then when I said something, I didn't hear nothing from because
oh no, she responded. It's just she definitely said something.
You just didn't know because
she went to
If I'm
bed,
not mistaken,
man.
AB,
let her in.
didn't she tell him to shut his mouth?
She did.
She did.
Told you shut your mouth.
She
And
did.
she said, I stayed up later than you, Sonny. And
Wow,
still
shit.
here.
She was a
Okay.
Facebook user because StreamYard wouldn't let her through, is what she said.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, bag back. I got a bag back.
In the
There's
immortal
another-
words of Don Magic Wand in the movie The OGs.
Yeah.
You better watch yourself.
There's another thing too that I forgot to even mention, that I was going through some of the Facebook pages that I shared it to, and we can't see it, but there's other comments going on out there that
Really?
don't even pop. Yeah, like I was surprised. Like I was looking at something else from what one of the fans said, and I happened to go to one of the Facebook groups, and there was chat in there. So there's some people that we don't even see that are chatting and appreciating us. And if you're watching, guys, sorry, but please get on our YouTube page so we can see you and comment back to you, because I saw at least 5 or 6, 7 different comments about, questions or stuff like that we could have brought in the show that we couldn't tonight just because you guys aren't YouTube subscribers. So please get over to YouTube and please subscribe today so you know when we're going live and we can hear you.
Right.
Sorry.
I am so sorry.
Forgot about that. Had to
absolutely.
throw that in.
Absolutely.
Man, yes, definitely. We are sorry if we did not get to your comment and you are on YouTube.
Yeah.
We will try to do it better with that next time.
Yep.
And my last shout out to you guys. Ain't no show, as I always say, ain't no show without you, AB, JB, and Share Bear. It's no show without you guys. So big ups to y'all, man.
Same to you, man.
Saturday.
This
Dennis McKinnon.
This Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday. This Saturday, pregame, the CCP pregame show will be on Saturday with Dennis McKinnon.
Oh, yeah.
So I hope you all tune in to that. It will be a good time. You know, Dennis don't bite his tongue at all.
Silky
at
D
all.
got some more to say.
I can't wait to talk to him. I cannot.
Silky D got some more to say.
Silky D got some more to say. And he ain't biting his tongue at all. So
Willie Jones, if you listening, this your chance.
Yeah. Oh, and just so we know too, Vernon, our guy Vernon in this chat, just went on his page, the Bears Buzz, and gave us a massive shout out about how great our show was today, and to buy the Twins book on top of that as well.
Nice.
Thank you,
Vernon. Awesome job. Appreciate that. And other than that, we got the Saturday show. We got my Thursday Bears Fans with a Brain show. Hopefully JB's in. I might have another guest. Don't know yet. I'll let you know in the Facebook group in the following days, guys. So, Terrence.
So
you got another show on Sunday that you need to talk about. I got my Sunday.
Nick's
pregame show. What do you have going on?
T Nick's Takes.
Yes.
So I will be starting T Nick's Takes on Sunday. I'm going live on Facebook from Soldier Field.
Oh, okay.
So I will be at every home game, and I will go live. I don't know what time, but I would like you to join the Facebook page. If you haven't already, join the Facebook page so you get the alert when I do go live.
Yes.
It might be 10:30, it might be 11 o'clock, I don't know. But you will see the atmosphere at the stadium, because when I go live, I am in the United Club. So I'm eating brunch with tons of other Bears fans or visiting. Huh?
You in the building?
Yeah.
Basically, I'm in the building. So it'll be a lot of fun, and I'll give you my unique perspective about what I think is going to be the outcome of the game and why. And sometimes it may have guests, and I think Cher Bear might actually, well, depending on where seats are, she might actually.
Yeah, I don't have seats quite yet. We're waiting to see how low these tickets drop because both teams aren't good.
Okay. Yeah.
But I might be there. If I'm there, I might be there. Regardless, I'll be wearing this.
Oh God. Put that down. Put that down. I might just pull some random drunk person as a guest.
That's actually pretty fun.
We have a conversation. So
I think it's a great idea.
So you never know what's gonna happen on T Nick's Takes, but make sure that you join the Chicago Clubhouse Facebook page and get the alerts and join me and have some fun.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a great weekend. Hopefully we get a win out of it. So the Sox also play on Sunday.
They do
against the Tigers, and we
Terrence.
We still, huh?
I said, are they going to get in another fight? I heard they got in a pretty big fight yesterday.
They had
the Sox got in a fight yesterday.
They had a bench clearing brawl where they had to hold Jose Abreu back.
Massive fight.
Yes.
Oh my God! No, I had no idea.
It was just a makeup game that like everybody thought was just going to be nothing, and it turned into a brawl like the 8th inning, I think. Yeah, it was
Jesus Christ, man!
They threw at Abreu.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they don't have none of that. It's Sunday, so maybe things will be calm on Sunday. I don't know, but we still have 2 pairs of tickets that we have not given away yet. So I guess like whoever inboxes me and says, I want to go, you going.
You know what
So
I think?
What's
I
that?
think we ought to get Plunked involved with that. Maybe have them try to give those tickets away on their show because they got the avid baseball fans. Maybe
Yeah,
people are watching the
their
Bears
next show won't be
a bunch
until
of football
Sunday.
watchers, and we're not, they're not wanting to go to baseball games. Maybe the baseball fans are going to want the tickets a little more.
Their next show is not going to be until Sunday. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not doing Thursday this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do Sundays. So
Okay.
yeah, it's gonna have to just be whoever throws their hands up and inboxes me or Share Bear or JB or AB and says I want tickets. You got tickets. So anyway, with that being said, we need to get the hell out of here. I need to pour me another drink. And Share Bear needs to go watch The Bachelor or whatever the hell she be watching.
Fucking Survivor
Bachelor in
Bachelorette reunion. Yeah.
Right.
Garbage.
So hopefully we see you on Saturday and then Thursday first of all for AB and JB. They have their Bears Fans with the Brain show.
I thought you might have lost it there for a minute.
No, I didn't lose the
but
Bears Fans with the Brain show, where they basically break down a lot more than we do, break down their positives and negatives, and it's also a call-in show.
Please call in and ask us questions.
Call in and ask
questions. We want
because these two know everything and
think
nothing at the same time.
Yes,
so
sir.
make sure you call them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On Sunday, guys. Sunday's the pregame show starts at 10. We're going to be breaking down. I've got a Bears media guy that is going to be in the press box to give us the press box, atmosphere about what's going on, what the media guys are hearing and seeing and whatnot. So that'll be something a little different too that we have this week, JB, that we didn't have. And we have another guest that is a pretty big betting guy that I know. He's been on a heater. The past 2 weeks he's went 10-2 in betting, and the only 2 bets he's lost is he bet on the Giants both times. So he's on a heater. He's a really good baseball bettor as well. So it's definitely worth the tune in just to get right before the game to get maybe some bets that you were looking at. This guy knows his stuff. I promise you that.
Okay. All right. So with all that being said, Share Bear, JB the stat man who knows every single stat from every single team since the 80s and 90s. AB the X Factor. I am T Nick, the point guard, quarterback, and probably not the coolest dude in the room.
Not when Gabe's in it.
No, not when Gabe is in the room because he has that smile. Pause. We out. Peace.
This is Sherry, and you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where they think they know everything about sports, but they really don't know shit.